Please use them wisely.
Or not.
Leave
me. Hello. Welcome to Tales from the Forgotten Troop. I have a dog, and I say stuff here. If you want to help us support the show, there are several ways you can do so. We're Hero Forge affiliates, so there's links in the Twitch About section and the YouTube description, and maybe other places we shared them. I don't quite remember at this point.
Everywhere. Get that link.
Everywhere.
Oh, the Hero Forge is also doing a Black Friday sale. I don't know when this episode airs. It might not be.
It should be after Black Friday.
It should be right
after
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Was
clip
last
this
week.
and put it on the other.
Fix it in post. We'll fix it in post.
No, we
Fine.
won't.
How long is
No, we
last?
won't.
It's from
Maybe it'll
go through
each
Tuesday.
That's not what we do here. There is no
Yeah, no.
post.
You can also become a member on the coffee for exclusive bonus episodes and other content we put on there. But if you don't want to be a member, and why wouldn't you? You can give us one-time donations to buy our love, because it's the season of giving, and you can support a sad vampire boyfriend today because they
And we can
desperately
be bought.
need your help.
For just 17 cents a day,
Yes.
you can support
You can
a sad vampire boyfriend.
save them from a life of the streets and glitter.
From being glitter bombed or turning alleys by
Strange
douchebags
men pretending
Yeah.
to be doctors.
who say they are doctors.
Keep them from
Um,
being accosted by police officers, questioning their life decisions.
It's so
Mhm.
rude.
And from the disappointment of the dean.
Yeah. Help pay their community college tuition.
Buy us a coffee because America runs on sad vampire boyfriend.
If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, you can join us live every week on Twitch. We have schedules that are posted sometimes. If you're not big on Twitter, you can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitch. You can subscribe to our YouTube. You can join our Discord. There's literally an
Discord's
option
the
for
best one.
everyone. Just stop making excuses.
Come talk to us.
Stop making excuses.
You can talk
Just
to us
do
in
it.
real time on Discord. We share
Yes.
memes and outfits.
Mhm.
You can
Playlists.
see Michael's
Important
Vlad the
things.
Impala sweater.
It's
Yeah.
really important that you see that sweater. It's pretty amazing.
It's something.
There's also we share art.
There's so much art.
There is a lot
Oh,
of
good.
art.
Oh
Some
my
of it
God.
very
Art.
spicy.
Spicy.
You can see what my dog is doing.
we may upload random pictures
Circling.
of our pets if
Pet
you
stream.
you know.
Yes.
Subscribe to our Ko-fi for a 24/7 precious video cam.
Get it set up. Let's go.
Get a GoPro for Precious.
Preciousies.
I love this.
I'll stay like this as we continue. So as we go around and everyone can introduce themselves. The question I would like each of you to answer. Okay, there we go. She settled down. The question I would like each of you to answer. If your character had to be an animal, what animal would they be?
Did we do this? Oh, we did
feel like we
favorite animal
answered-
before.
alright.
Is that what we
Mhm.
did?
I think
Is that
so.
right?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. And this is a different question.
Guess from.
Sorry. I'm thinking. I'm buying time. Don't pick me first.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maria. You can start us off.
Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. I have to Google things.
I guess
go
I can
first.
keep talking. Or Jenna can go.
Okay. I think I got it.
Never mind.
Do you or don't you?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm Maria. I play Michael. And if Michael could be any animal, he would be a rhinoceros.
Exactly what I was expecting.
That is
Oh shit. You're right.
Very good.
He's
That-
black rhinos are nervous in temperament and can be quite aggressive when reacting to threats. Michael's always nervous.
Oh.
Always nervous.
Jenna, you can go next since you were ready.
Hi everyone, I'm Jenna. And I play Amarantha. And if Amarantha could be any animal, she would be a fennec fox because they're freaking adorable.
You know,
Damn
big
it,
ears.
that's a
True.
good one.
Mhm.
Shit.
Mhm.
Damn it.
You say that like that was your choice.
It wasn't, but now I feel like it should have been.
Now I want it to be.
All right, Lee.
Hello, I am Lee Baldwin. I play Vlad, and I feel like the funny answer is that Vlad's a bat because we use that most often in Discord to describe his emotions. But I feel like he is closer to a cat. So. Vlad the cat.
What kind of cat?
Vlad Catula.
Vlad Catula. Leave meeting. Charities.
Wow.
I'd like to second
what
Jenna's
kind of
question.
cat?
Yeah, are you gonna be like just a regular house cat or like a
Big
you
cat.
know?
Cougar.
Probably a house cat. House cats are most like the personality that I can think of. I don't know enough about a lot of big cats to determine if they have that sort of blasé feeling to them. So, and they also kill a lot of things. So, you know, they're counted as a natural disaster whenever they enter a new neighborhood.
That is
It's
accurate.
true. Yeah.
The birds.
Mhm.
Okay. Bree.
Yeah, so I didn't have enough time to change my answer, so we're gonna do an adjustment. I was gonna say a cat, since Tori may eventually be able to turn into one because which reasons, but what I am gonna say instead is probably a snow leopard because they're cute and they're hard to find and they will kill you.
That's true.
Ooh.
And there's that really
Valid.
cute picture of a snow leopard that's holding its tail in its mouth, and that's just every time I think of that, I smile.
It's everything you need in life, honestly.
Okay. Remek.
Okay, I was desperately trying to find an animal that's not some sort of stoat or pine marten or exactly the same answer I gave to the other question, but I have decided it would be a tarsier, the very strange small primate with like enormous eyes.
Oh
Those
yeah,
eyes
yeah.
things. Sure.
Yes, because they look absolutely bonkers, kind of off, some weird mixture of off-putting, but also kind of cute.
Yes.
But also, what I've just learned about them is that they perform duets, and I think that's very cute.
Of course they do.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my pick.
Okay. Well, last week a lot happened. My God, did a lot happen.
Watching our 5 hours.
5 and a half.
5.5 hours.
I'm gonna assume you watched it because it was very good. So
Lots of good clippable moments. But the group learned that Constantine had broken into the flat.
Oh, fuck that guy.
And instead of having Toby go in to investigate, they wanted to have a meeting first with the Anarchs and the other interested parties in Salem to try and figure out what their next steps might be. The next morning, they did a lot of legwork. Vlad paid a visit to Isla to talk about the current state of things and tried to set up a meeting between her and Amarantha. Blake called Amarantha back and they discussed what had happened and what extremes they might need to go to in order to preserve Salem and set up a better future. They then returned to Salem to look over their flat, finding several things missing. Aurelio and Vlad left to check on Aurelio's descendants, encountering a rather interesting cat in the process, and visited Vlad's studio, which ended up being fine. Finally,
We haven't checked the ribbon drawer. Sorry.
We definitely vandalized the ribbon
Have to
drawer. but
check
that's it.
Drawer.
The only thing that was messed with.
yeah, the only thing
No.
that matters. Finally, Tori paid a visit to Estella to inform her of the upcoming meeting, which she said she would do her best to attend, along with the other representative of the witch community that had been decided. Yeah, and there were also some soft feeling talks between Amarantha and Michael in there in the car. So, you know, that happened. And then more emotional stuff in the flat between, not the flat, the studio between Vlad and Aurelio, but who cares about feelings?
What?
Amarantha
What?
does, but
So,
we forgot the
um,
part where Michael almost died because
yes.
Constantine's a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nico
Don't you put
almost
it
got
in your mouth.
poisoned.
Mhm. Gotta watch
So.
out for that.
Check your blood bags.
Good thing you had a paranoid human girlfriend to be like, don't drink that.
So, and Michael, Amarantha, and Tori have left Books and Brooms.
Mhm.
What were you planning on doing next?
So if Tori's driving, Amarantha's actually paranoia again, is going through every item that they packed to make sure that there isn't any type of tracking devices on anything.
Mm.
You know, like a psycho who's being harassed by an ancient, insane vampire. Maybe I'm not that psycho. It's maybe reasonable. I don't know.
Okay. You can get through everything and you don't find anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, then I'm gonna call Vlad and make sure that they're decent.
I mean, not that Amarantha would know that they were
No, but
possibly
she
not
assume-
decent.
She makes a lot of assumptions because that's what her and Tori would do. So
Not wrong. That is fair. That is
yeah.
fair.
It has nothing to do with them, really. It's just like, but that's what me and Tori would do.
I just had a quick question about like the timeline. What time is it like right now? Because we have a meeting at noon.
Mm.
So where do you think we're at right now?
I'd say it is probably around 10 or 10:30 a.m.
Hmm.
You've done quite a bit this morning.
It's about a 40 or 50-minute drive back to the meeting.
30
Boston.
minutes.
30 minutes. Boston's 30 minutes from Salem.
Mhm.
Okay. Good. Got a little time.
So does he answer the phone or?
Yeah. Wow.
On
Wow.
one hand,
I feel like
cigarette in the
it
other.
takes a
Yeah,
little bit, but
I was not expecting him to answer the phone.
well, I was gonna say that he set an alarm for 10 o'clock, because they had like a lot of errands to be running anyway. So
Mm.
I don't know if the alarm goes off first or Amarantha calls first.
We'll say
Fine.
the alarm goes off first. Like it's
Okay.
probably within a couple minutes of each other.
Okay. So whatever point that they're at, we'll say. Vlad's phone starts going off with an alarm. And it's just a lot of frustration on his face, and he's looking at Aurelio and holding him like by the hair, and he's like, we have to go.
I think Aurelia just bolts upright. Vladimir, we forgot to check your ribbon drawer.
Priorities.
We'll say that we did not progress that far. It's like, yeah, yep, that's what is the concern. Go. And
Anyways,
Ring. Just over and over again. The ringing.
we don't have time for this.
maybe you should get going.
There's never enough time. And he's gonna like pick you up and like shove you towards the closet and then pick up the phone.
Yes.
Go put something on besides that stupid sweatshirt. Yeah. Vlad.
Hey, we're heading your way. I hope you're packed and ready to go. Also, Constantine tried to poison Michael and Aurelio.
Remind me, is that the only like sort of trap that we found
Mm-hmm.
in the flat? There's like missing items, but that was the only thing that was like actually dangerous.
Yes.
correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
That we
Unless
know
you look-
of.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a poisonous snake in one of our beds.
Like,
or
Emma
something.
checked Michael's computer for like keyloggers and stuff. They probably didn't do that to Aurelio's computer because it's old. And his information was just like on the desktop, I
There's no
assume.
reason.
Yeah,
Everything.
absolutely.
That's not too surprising. It's a good thing you checked.
Well, Michael almost drank it, and then I stopped him from doing that and made him do a skin test first. And sizzle, sizzle, burn, burn. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
So you'll be ready in like 15 minutes. I mean, it probably will take us less time, but you know.
You don't know where his house is. How are you getting here?
Salem's very walkable, so like
find my iPhone.
We charge.
I mean, I just assumed that you live at the most.
Aurelio?
We
Yeah.
did
God
charge
damn it.
Aurelio's phone. We're following
You
it.
didn't do my job at all.
We
They s-
downloaded the
they
Find My Phone
split-
app on his.
Well, you said you
It's-
slipped an iPhone into Aurelio's pocket.
Yeah, I did.
Michael's
dare
phone,
you.
probably. So he goes to text Aurelio and doesn't have his phone. Is like, well,
that's that.
that's gone.
No, Aurelio has
Easy
it. So
come,
we could
easy
find
go.
him.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll be ready. No problem.
Yep. Tori, do you want to bring the bike to Boston and park it in the garage so nobody fucks with your shit? Or
Preferably, yes.
okay. Great. All right, we'll be there shortly. See you soon. And then Amaranth is going to check on Vlad's Bentley to see if it's done being fixed and checked for trackers and stuff.
It's been almost a day, so yeah, they've fixed it up. It's fine. Yeah.
It's back.
I only
I'm
gave him the
selling
bad
it.
news.
It's
You
been
can just park
tarnished.
it. You can park it in the Boston garage and then borrow the Maybach if you want.
That's fine. I assume that we'll be riding in the same car. But I mean, you're
Somebody's
not
gonna
telling him
drive
this,
you
right?
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So-
We're just gonna
fine
talk when we
taking
get
the
there.
motorcycle.
Yeah. Aurelio can ride on the back. He already got practice. Don't drop me.
my very long life flashing before my eyes.
I don't know how like good Aurelio is with Actually, he should probably be in the car. Emma's ridden on the motorcycle with me. She knows.
I'll ride the motorcycle. Vlad can drive the Land Rover. I just don't think we should split up like anybody by themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone can. It's just I hope you have a strong stomach.
Me?
I've got no
Yeah,
stomach.
I'm fine.
Whoever's on like the motorcycle, because hairpin turns in
It's
and out of
fine.
traffic. I have no patience.
I know. We'll actually be to Boston in 15 minutes.
Road rage Tory.
Just
Well, I'm,
screaming the
trying to
whole
keep
way.
up. Like, "Jeez, what's this girl doing?
Deja vu.
It's
Good.
Oh no, she's in her nice clothes. She's not riding on the bike. She'll wreck her hair.
Yeah, Tori's wearing jeans and leather. Does not care.
All right. Just maybe not so fast, like so we can keep you in eyesight. I don't know. Tori's just like looking. I can't tell if she's frozen or just like, yeah.
I think she's
no.
frozen, but it was good timing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Wait.
Oh no. We
Oh,
lost
no.
sound on Bree.
Oh, she's
Audio.
back.
No. I think. Oh shit. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, your internet connection is unstable. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
I was like,
Yay.
We can hear
That's
you. Though.
fine, as long as it's just the internet.
Yeah.
Just the
I-
internet's
Needs
unstable,
the
nothing
internet.
else.
And one,
Just the thing we need.
it would have gone off if it was this, but at one
Lay
point
down,
Captain
baby.
learned how to turn it off. So as long as that,
As long
he
as
found
it's
the
not
power
bad.
strip and just like bapped it with his paw or something.
I had a ferret in college that could do that.
they are very
It's
smart.
great.
But because I think I froze for that, what Tori responds with is, okay, but only because you asked.
Thank you. Did I find any trackers on any of our stuff or anything like that?
No.
She's like just going through everybody's stuff in the car. And then refolding everything really nicely and packing it back in.
Uh-huh.
I'll say to Vlad though, just before we leave, I wouldn't mind going and checking the other occult sort of witchy shop, Mother Maiden Crone, just because that was the last shop that I thought one of my relatives might work there. If we could swing by really quickly just to check.
It's fine with me.
Then head back to Boston.
I think he's gonna try and like put together an outfit for you. I know he's a lot bigger than you, so he's got like a sweater that's just gonna be like oversized for you, like just like a green sweater and a button up underneath it.
Good luck. It's cute.
Yeah, some jeans that you're gonna have to cuff.
Yeah, totally. No, yeah, I really will put them on.
Seeing you in modern clothes is difficult for him.
Aw. I know.
Practice
but
clothes, it's fine.
I don't think
Michael
a
packs some
cravat.
clothes.
I don't think a cravat goes with this outfit. I don't quite know how to tie it. It's not quite the accustomed.
Let me help you.
Please go ahead.
How's my ribbon drawer? Is everything fine? Let me just ask.
Yes, everything was accounted for. Didn't look like anyone had gone through it. I made sure I triple checked everything.
Perfect.
What about you? Is there anything else that we should grab or anything else you need to attend to in town before we leave?
No, everything's in order.
Just kind of reaches over and squeezes your shoulder. Just good. And I'm glad that we talked, and I just everything is a bit chaotic right now, but just be careful. Don't take a lot of risks, all right? Just take care of yourself.
I won't take anything unnecessary.
The way you say that is makes me All right. Just be careful.
Of course. We can meet you guys in the lobby, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's go time.
Okay. Well, if there is nothing else,
Can I quadruple check the ribbon drawer? No, just kidding.
if you want,
He goes
I'm
back
just putting it in
three
the box,
times to
okay?
check
Roll
it.
the whole ribbon
And bring it
drawer.
with, all right? Bring it with us.
you
No,
can
it's fine.
you can pack up the ribbon drawer and get everything else you might want to bring along. Eventually, the car does arrive downstairs, parks next to the sidewalk, and the two of you can head down and all meet up.
All right. Good. Everything was okay on your end? You didn't encounter any Constantine or anyone else?
I almost poisoned myself accidentally.
Oh my god.
We'll have to get different blood bags.
Sure.
Tori holds up the bag with the tainted blood bags. Don't drink these.
Michael will show I don't know if that burn's still there, but if the burn's still there, he'll show Vlad and Aurelio.
It's still there.
But we fed him. It's fine.
I'm not gonna get snacky on the ride to Boston. And then
Okay,
Amarantha's
good,
got like
good.
blood light at the
Yeah.
Potter office, so
Yes.
Be able to restock in Boston.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I would be cautious, Aurelio, to drink any bagged blood,
Yes, that sounds.
at least from Salem. I don't. I'm having trust
I would
issues
say-
after the almost poisoning of Michael, and
Yeah.
also I kind of want to kill Constantine like right now, but
Sure.
we have a
sure.
meeting. We gotta get
Eh,
soon.
Can add it to the to-do list, but maybe might have to wait until after. Oh, boy.
It was already on the to-do list.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you
Anyways.
do get a text, Amarantha.
Ooh, who's it from?
It is from Toby, and it is a list of
Toby.
names of people who are going to be at the meeting.
All right, how many people are at the meeting?
He has 5 on the list,
Oh, jeez.
which is Alexandra,
Okay.
Nice.
0,
Less
Onyx, Creed, and Lizzie.
Onyx and
Onyx.
Creed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
That sounds cool
This-
as shit.
This sounds like a Christian rock band.
Imagine Onyx is like a gorgeous
Jesus.
goth girlfriend. Like that's what
I
it
don't
has to
think
be in
That's
my
what we
head.
hope for.
Right.
We can only hope.
Peek it into the world.
It's not though.
Read.
All right. So then we've got possibly Molly Cat and Estella. Hopefully Estella will include Tori as a witch so she doesn't feel like it's so unbalanced, because that's a lot of vampires in the meeting.
I mean, they did specifically decide to only send 2 representatives.
Yeah.
Less risk that way.
+1.
The fact that they're going to be there at all is frankly a win for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Blake will be there. I actually need to text Blake if he needs a ride. So I'll just
Is he still at that cabin?
no, he's
Okay.
I
With
assume
Paul.
he's at his place.
Mhm.
Or
Just in the back, the Land Rover.
he's already in the Land Rover. Like we
Oh,
just
my.
packed him. It's fine. 7-seater. We can fit him in there. It's fine. Okay, so
This time we put him in the middle of Vlad and Aurelia.
No.
Vlad's got to. Oh, Amarantha's with us. She could drive. I was gonna say Vlad's got to drive, unless
Vlad
anybody
could
wants
drive.
Michael to drive.
I mean, if you want to drive,
can
or
drive.
do you know
He
how to
can
drive?
drive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. She doesn't care as long as you don't strip her ears. She doesn't care.
I don't think automatic transmissions were a thing until like the 70s, 80s.
No, I assume that he probably learned on.
He learned on a stick shift.
Stick shift. Yeah, he's probably fine. I don't see. I don't even know if Aurelio can drive. So like, I don't.
Nor do I.
I don't even offer to
I
like.
feel like no.
Roll to drive.
Yeah.
We
My
tried.
gut instinct.
Considering how
no.
much trouble he has with other technology, a
Yeah,
car is a
no.
big undertaking.
Yeah.
And Salem is just so walkable. Like, what's
So
even the point?
walkable.
So walkable.
He's always lived in small
moved here.
communities or lots of public
Yeah.
Europe with
transport.
mass transit. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Or Vlad has driven him. You know,
Mhm.
whatever. I don't know. Vlad might want to drive just because he seems like he might want to drive. I don't actually
Michael
care.
Can drive. That's
What?
fine. Michael can drive. That's
I don't
fine.
care who drives. I just whatever.
We have one more stop to make though.
Yeah.
Boston. Where
Sure.
was the shop, Aurelio?
Just downtown, I think.
Well, they get sorted. Tori's goes to the back of the car and gets out her motorcycle helmet and reclaims the motorcycle because it is hers.
Give me my stuff.
She may or may not subtly check to make sure it has not been damaged.
She's checking for scratches. She's
And
gonna
vandalism.
send a bill.
Low trust, low trust.
She's also
That's
checking
good.
to make sure nobody's tampered with it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair.
That's fair.
You do not find any signs. You do not find any signs of tampering.
Okay, awesome.
Vlad, did you pack a suitcase?
Yeah, he has like a big
Okay.
box.
Aurelio, I can't find your passport. I don't know if Constantine took it. Did you ever have a passport?
I did
Thrown
when
away in a coffin on a ship. It was mailed.
stowed away.
I
I did sort of arrive here by paying a less than scrupulous group of individuals to smuggle my coffin into a transport vessel. So I don't exactly.
I have a fake one for you. She's got like a folder, like a zip up portfolio full of like
I think we
fake
did say
documents
that
for
Vlad
everybody.
has his passport already.
Yeah,
so-
I think
yeah.
it would have had to have been.
It's
I'm trying to make-
old though.
Yeah, it's old. Yeah, yeah.
Expired.
That's,
Oops.
Bill, that's good. Then at least we have that sort of stuff.
Well, we can also just take the private jet out of the country. I just mean if we need to move around other countries.
Yes,
Whatever.
for sure. Good.
Anyways.
Take the best course of action after this meeting.
We'll figure it out.
Move around countries.
Yeah.
Just skip them.
We're gonna start a ghost hunter show in Europe.
Absolutely.
Lots of ghosts there.
Oh, yeah.
A
We're going to the
lot of
catacombs and
ghosts.
shit, all right?
Romania, a lot of ghosts in Romania. It's-
I believe you.
Yes, ghosts.
Oh, ghost.
Only if they're polite, like Egon. Then yes, ghosts.
There might be some ghosts in like Romania that are not super polite to us, you know.
Most
That's
ghosts in
true.
Romania not very polite. Just
Mm.
very
Got it. Okay.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
I mean, don't hold it against them too much. A lot of them don't really have a sense of self anymore, so it's kind of, yeah,
All they have is the
a little
drum.
rough. Yeah,
That's
they
fair,
just have
that's
the
fair.
energies.
That's fair.
No, you're right, Egon. It's got to be
There's
tough.
self-actualization as a ghost is a real problem.
Yeah.
Because you can't remember
I-
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's tough.
Hard to actualize a self you don't remember.
And then just developing a new self can be really hard sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Reinventing the self, challenging. Yes.
but sometimes liberating.
Yes. No, that's true. How are you feeling, Egon? No. How are you feeling?
I mean, the past few days have been super exciting. So I got a bunch of new friends. Aside
Yeah.
from like the bad energy we ran into, that wasn't very nice. But everything
You
else
got-
has been good.
Traveling a lot, and we'll
Good.
probably
Okay.
have to keep
Good.
traveling.
Maybe
Get to see
leaving
lots of new
the
places.
country.
Yeah, maybe making more friends.
If Michael's driving, she's sitting out front.
It's fine. So, what the witchy store it is?
Which witchy store?
Which
Which witch?
Not
Which
Hecate.
witch?
Which witch?
They make great sandwiches.
which
Mhm.
store? Yeah.
Which witch store?
Which
Twitch.
store is it?
Mother Maiden Crone was the last
Mm.
one.
Okay. To Mother Maiden Crone.
Yes. Just really quick, in and out. See if there's any names any faces I recognize, and then boom.
That's, you know what? I could ask, but I'm just not gonna.
Yeah, sometimes I've learned it's better not to just ask. Just
Yeah.
kind of let Aurelio do what he wants to do.
Yeah. Let Aurelio be Aurelio. It's fine. We have time.
Okay. You can head on over to Mother Maiden's Crone. And is anyone going inside with Aurelio, or is he going in on his own?
I would probably go.
Michael, go in.
I went last time.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay.
I don't know what we're doing, but I know he's wants
Team
to go
vampire.
here.
I'm gonna
Okay.
chill and make sure the car doesn't get sabotaged.
Good
Tori's staying out with a bike, keeping a watch on the outside of the store if anybody's approaching.
Okay. Egon is tucked inside your leather jacket.
Yes.
Aw. Pocket ghost.
Yes.
And the vampire trio can head inside the store. There's a couple people in here browsing the selection, and there is a woman who is wearing just a waist apron and is stocking some shelves, just going around doing some dusting too, making sure everything's in order.
I'll just approach her
Okay.
and yeah, this was so well. I gotta find a better way to do this, but it's not this day. No.
Give her Vlad's card.
Excuse me, could I trouble you for a moment?
Sure, what can I help you with?
I'm looking around at some of the local witch shops, and I had an associate who used to work in one of these shops a couple of years ago, but I can't remember which witch shop. But
Oh yes, I see what you did there.
yes, sorry, just bad habits. But it was a couple of friends of mine called Felicia and Adrian. You wouldn't happen to know if they work in this shop, or the names ring any bells?
Not bringing anything back. Nope.
Not really. Okay, it might have been another shop. But while I'm here, is is there anything that I don't know, anything unique or particularly interesting that you have in that you would recommend taking a look at? I just like to take in the sights while I'm here.
One of our pretty popular commodities is a little herbalism kit where you can set up and grow your own herbs and harvest them, and it gives tips on the best practices and uses for them. So a lot of people like taking that home with them and having a little bit of horticulturalness in their homes.
Oh, that's quite good. Is it sort of for preparation of like charms and warding off like bad energies, that sort of thing?
Could be. There are some uses for herbs in that sense. Other people just like growing their own herbs for cooking and food preparation, that kind of thing. Some people just like the way they smell.
Multi-purpose. That's very good. I will grab.
Offers a little bit of greenery to liven up the room. That's always nice.
Yes. No, that's lighten up the gloom and doom. Yes. I'll grab one of those. That sounds perfect. Thank you.
Sure. Anything else I can help you with?
No, and I appreciate you giving me some information. Just thank you for your time.
Of course. Come back anytime.
What does her name tag say?
Her name tag says Veronica.
Veronica. Okay. I'm keeping track of all of these people somewhere.
All the NPCs that we'll never talk to
Just
again.
a
List of NPCs.
just like a why I cannot remember the word. A conspiracy board of just NPC names and
Pepe Silva.
Yeah.
Sylvia.
I've got Lance, not to be confused with Lance Cash, who is different, but I've got Lance and then Veronica. Called networking. No, just kidding.
Wait until you uncover the feud between Lance and Veronica.
Oh shit!
They're secretly in love with each other, though. So
Tale as old as time, baby.
Big witch shop
Classic.
rivalry, though. Very Romeo and Juliet.
yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Ooh, 2 storefronts, both alike and the
Yes.
third time
Fair
I've done
Salem, where
it.
we set our scene.
Not again.
Amazing. Okay, yes. But yeah, I'll buy the little herbalism kit and then head on back.
Okay.
In and
Was-
out.
You spend an hour collecting herbs, you can use it to make potions.
While the three of them were inside the store with Aurelia making conversation, and I just imagine Vlad and Mike kind of like awkwardly standing off to the side.
Vlad once again stares at the books and doesn't move.
Michael's looking at rocks. He'll pick out like a nice flat looking one so he can just use it as like a worry stone.
Okay.
Keep in his
I
pocket.
want to say they also have those like shiny black magnetic rocks.
Oh, the hematites.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
But while the three of them are in the store, are Amaranth and Tori just chilling? Basically.
Yeah, I'm just kind of paranoidly checking the Land Rover to make sure there's no like tracking devices on that. Just doing paranoid, basic bitch shit, you know. It's fine.
The usual.
Tori's keeping an eye out while this is going on so that nobody sneaks up on him or whatever.
Grabs her ass as she's bending over to check under.
No concerning incidents. I'm
Only
Egon doesn't
unconcerning
have
incidents.
like Egon doesn't have motorcycle goggles. He's just got his hands up.
Oh my god, I love it.
Gosh,
So cute.
we need to get him motorcycle goggles.
I will be on that immediately as soon as this Civil War issue is over.
As soon as
First
ghost
thing we
technology
do.
is invented.
Yes.
Just go out and buy like a Barbie dream house and outfit it with everything Egon needs.
Yes. Get him a little
Uh,
pink Corvette.
Spray paint the black.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Hat rack for all his origami hats.
Yes.
Yes.
Tori does catch a second leaf that's falling out of there and just put it on his head.
Blending in with my surroundings.
Oh my god. Yes.
Love you, God.
Level of spooks discreet.
Jeez.
Oh goodness.
Find anything?
Nope. I don't think so, at least.
All right.
Hardly did I find anything.
No.
Okay.
Well, we should be good for Boston then.
That's good.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I think
it's,
even after all this is over, we're gonna need to find a new place to live because I'm not going back in there.
the flat has really bad vibes now, and I'm not sure I can feng shui those out.
No, I mean even killing him isn't gonna really fix it.
Yeah.
It like has that whole violation of privacy thing, and that never really goes away.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. We should just build a new house.
I'd be down. Then we can have the attic already in the design so it doesn't look weird to add it.
So they don't wonder why we've got construction workers.
I mean, just a little.
They said nothing about it though. I was shocked.
I mean, I have no explanation. We were also saying nothing about the blatant vampirism going on, but
Yeah, it was a cycle of nobody saying anything about anything. Good thing we broke that cycle.
it's nice to not have to dance around the issue anymore.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Wonder what they poisoned that blood with.
Could be a number of things. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
we can probably find one of the labs when we get back and
Yeah.
do some tests or something.
Concerned. I'm also concerned about why he took all. I mean, like besides being petty asshole, like took all the blood light. I'm just concerned about what he's gonna do with it.
Could be bringing it as proof that you're a problem that needs to be eliminated. Could be. That's the only thing that comes to mind, actually.
Might need to change my name again soon, and where I
Probably.
live, and
Just let me know. I'm
or
not
we could
super-
just kill him and anybody
Well-
he.
Okay, let's have changing names as plan B. Killing him as plan A. Because
I
I
like
assume
this.
if we're at the point where we're changing names, we're probably on a plane to France already.
Yeah. Start again in Europe.
But Europe is far.
I think sell the California house.
I mean, I have no attachment to California in general, so
Yeah, I just know. Well,
But
After all the arson we committed in California, we should probably not arson we committed in California, we should probably not go back there for a while.
You know, it's indistinguishable from the landscape in general.
Well, that's true, as long as, all the forest fires from...
Look, I only do controlled burns. I'm not responsible for any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Controlled burns of people's property.
Sometimes you have to get rid of the rot.
That's one way to look at it, yes. I mean, mostly I just do it to be a petty bitch, but
Well,
it's neither here nor there. But yeah, the flat's over. We'll figure it out, though.
I think so. Maybe we could flatten it and put a parking garage there or something.
Could be.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to ask Aurelio what he wants to do with his house.
I mean, he does.
We'll have to unboard it.
Yeah,
He does have a bunch of fake stuff buried in the yard by all the bodies.
There's a bunch of bodies and fake gold. It's just fool's gold.
And endangered plants.
And endangered plants. We can make it a garden, an endangered plant garden.
Full of corpses.
Why do dogs? They bark whenever they go by those begonias. Well, can't do anything about it.
I definitely don't know why.
No, none of us know why. Dogs like
It's a mystery.
begonias. That's a very common knowledge.
No, it'd be nice to build a house.
I think so too.
Design it from the ground up. Add
Mhm.
anything we want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that would be awesome. We could
Besides-
do a little guest house if Vlad wants to stay. Sometimes he might need his own house.
I imagine he wants his space.
Yeah.
If he
yeah.
cares to stay, of course. He can
I
do
get
his own thing.
get that impression that he likes his space.
That's fine. I need my
No,
space
it
too
is.
sometimes.
Absolutely. Everybody needs space sometimes. Except for Michael and Aurelio.
I mean- I am more than willing to accommodate.
No, I'm very laid back.
We'll make it work either way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's fine. We can always escape to the penthouse if we if we need
That is
space.
true. That is true. I mean, it's where the St. Andrew's Cross is, so may as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And wherever we put the new attic, I'm pretty sure they won't go in there.
Fair. Oh man.
All right.
But yeah, gotta get through this stuff first though.
Yeah, for sure.
So please stay safe the next few days. I know there might be times when I'm not able to be with you, and I prefer the peace of mind.
Absolutely. Me do things that are dangerous?
Am, I've known you since we were teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
You know I don't buy that.
Yes. Most people are concerned with my general lack of regard for my own mortality.
I mean, you're quite good at getting out of anything you get yourself into. I'm not
It's
saying that you
true.
aren't. It's just
challenge sometimes, you get bored and you just need a new fresh challenge.
I've committed too much arson to argue with that. But, but still,
I will
stay careful if you can.
think that for the most part we won't be apart too much just for the date, and hopefully I assume that Vlad would watch my back, probably because Aurelio would be really upset if he didn't. But
I mean, I trust him to interfere if there's anything that comes at you that you don't see first. But if he doesn't, yeah, Aurelio will be angry, but so will
Well,
I.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Michael might be angry too. There might be a lot of anger, but I think it'll be fine. I don't think he would ever let it something horrible happen to me if he could prevent it.
Well, I don't think he would, but I've only known him for 5 days. I mean,
That's fair. That's fair.
though it does feel like a lot longer.
It feels like it's been months and months and months. Like,
Time's
so-
strange like that, huh?
Mhm. I assume that they're finished up then.
Yeah.
We can reconvene.
Yeah. They can come out of the store, Aurelio with a nice new herbalism kit purchase, and Michael with a rock
Vlad's just staring again.
and a horse.
Horse?
What?
I'm
Horse?
seeing a little pet down there.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's like, what is happening?
Vlad has a horse.
Where's the horse?
Do you want to say hello? Snoot.
Is that
Did I just
Harry?
dissociate for like 10 minutes and there's a horse? What's happening?
I gotta keep you on your toes.
Wouldn't be the first.
Street smarts.
Street smarts.
So, Aurelio, you want to ride on the bike with Tori? I'm just kidding.
I'm good with riding on the bike for today. Once was enough. I think that's fine. Sorry, I thought I found this little herbalism kit inside the shop just now. I know you already have some supplies for your the witchy things, but I mean, if you wanted some, it could help. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, I can always check it out.
Yeah,
So
sure.
that-
I can hold on to it for now if you're going on the bike. I don't know if you have room to carry, but
She's got her backpack on.
oh, sure. Then yes,
but
go for it.
We can put it
Sure.
in her luggage too.
Yeah.
that's true. It might be good to have a backup supply just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Puts it next to the backup
That's so
grimoire.
thoughtful.
Good.
Which
don't look
definitely
useful.
exists.
Good.
Thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate
of
it.
course. No, not at all. It's no trouble.
All right.
Michael, did you get a rock?
I got a rock.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yes. I love it.
It's a very good rock.
It's a nice rock.
It is a nice rock.
I also have a horse.
Michael, where did you get
I
that?
Ask
What?
about that. I feel like
Little stuffed animal, or like one of those fancy horse figurines.
Like a little,
Yes.
a little. I have a carved crocodile one somewhere.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
should find that.
It's like horse
I have
carved
a
out of like
unicorn mini over there, but I don't
Listen,
think
jade
this
or
mini.
onyx or something.
I grew up in the 90s, and you have to be a horse girl if you grew up in the 90s. Those are
It's
the rules.
law.
It's the law. Sorry.
I had a lot of unicorns.
I had so many unicorns.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only exception is if you're not a horse girl, unicorns. That's it.
I was both, honestly.
Tigers.
Yeah, that tracks, yeah.
Mhm.
Tigers
And-
also good.
And then
Yeah, yeah.
penguins for me.
Oh,
Mm.
penguins are good. Anyways, sorry.
Getting way off
Anyways,
track.
Very important.
who wants to drive to Boston? Do you want to drive? Keep driving, Michael?
Yeah, it's fine. You
Okay.
guys drove all day yesterday.
I mean, I don't care. I can drive. I just
He'll hop in
sometimes
the
other
driver's
people
seat.
like to drive. I don't know.
I just
I don't
feel
know.
like every time we're trying to decide who drives, it's a very complex power negotiation. I don't know why,
Who
but
are
it's
we
been
gonna let
I don't
be the
care.
driver today?
I'm going to let all of you figure it out. I'm taking the bike. If
This
anyone
makes-
wants to join me, you're welcome to.
I
I'm driving.
would, but I have already dressed for this meeting.
Yeah, no, you need to look nice when you get there.
Mhm.
I can pull off windswept.
You can pull off just about anything.
Oh, thank you. I don't know. She does put her hair back and like under the helmet.
Mhm.
Not that all
Alright.
of it there. Ties it back in like a braid or something.
She's checking to see if Blake has gotten back to her on the text if he needs a ride. He's already in the back of the Land Rover. Never mind.
Actually, yeah, no, I legitimately let's see. You're just like
We We just look at the
Turn
cat.
around,
We're
he's
like,
opens the door to
there.
get in the back seat.
You just like pull your phone and just sigh, and then like open the back door, and he's just sitting there with like a bag of Cheetos.
Oh my god.
This
Are
is
they
very
flaming hot
important.
Cheetos or just regular Cheetos?
Cheetos puffs.
Ooh.
Nice.
Do make them
Interesting.
Way to say
not
that.
now, though,
A good
so it could
choice.
still
A
be
good
either.
choice.
Mhm.
Regular.
Really?
Yeah, no, I saw them recently and I was like, what?
The US just has better snacks. Anyways.
It's because we don't really regulate our food.
That's fair.
Those sweet, sweet preservatives.
Yeah.
Anyways, yep. Here we go.
You hit the road.
She'll put
Jack.
some music on that
Don't you
Michael
come
likes. Yeah.
No more.
Glam rock.
Sad new
You
wave 80s music.
The phone jack.
Yes.
You hit the
We're
phone
just
jack.
listening to The Cure all the way there.
Yep,
Oh
pretty
my
much.
God.
Goodness.
But yeah, you can all get on the road and get going caravanning, I'm assuming,
Mhm.
Yeah.
to keep within eyesight of each other. Egon and Tori on the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the best buddy adventure.
Yes.
The prelude to their buddy cop film.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to talk about on the drive, or just focused on getting back to Boston?
I like to picture that every time Tori takes a turn that's a little too sharp, Egon's just like, woo!
Woo!
Yeah. I like that.
Sir.
Oh my god. So cute.
Okay.
I
Are you going
don't
straight to the
know.
office?
I don't think we had anything else that we needed to do immediately before. I know that Vlad wanted to meet with Isla. I figured we could probably do that after, before we pick up Louis from the airport.
Okay.
Okay.
Get to the office and can head upstairs to, I assume you requested to have a meeting room prepped or something.
yeah.
And can get in there. Blake will follow and reconvene. Essentially, you've got some time before the meeting.
There'll be food and bloodlight.
Some refreshments. I like the label on there, advertising.
Mhm.
Light.
Are we concerned at all that, I mean, it seems improbable that they would have Constantine or whoever else would have been able to contaminate these sources of like the blood lights.
Hopefully he doesn't work that fast. I mean, we can check.
Blake sips loudly on one of the blood lights. He'd have to know where to go.
That's true.
True.
Just
Probably does not.
drinking it already.
He's just already drinking it. He's like, yeah,
It's like,
bloodlight.
I don't care.
Kicked back in an office chair.
I love it.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Is a little respectful and has not like kicked up his boots on the table.
Okay.
So he's
It's
being,
fine.
but
Just started leaning back.
yeah, just leaning back, sipping at the bloodlight.
This
Mhm.
character's taken such a turn.
I love Blake.
I did not see it coming.
Tori's going to go get one of the runners for Am's company and have them fast track one of the contaminated blood packs to a lab just to start getting some testing done on that. And for the rest of it, she's going to find like a securely locked cooler somewhere
Mhm.
and he's gonna Sharpie "Do not eat" on all of them and then put him in the
Please.
and then going to put them in there and
This
lock it.
will burn your insides.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. And I'd say I'd imagine there's a mixture of human and vampire employees
Mhm.
as part of Am's company.
Mhm.
So it definitely gets put under secure lock and key by the humans and kept far from the vampires.
No,
Good.
do not drink this.
Bad idea. And then once that's taken care of, she's gonna start boiling some water for tea or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Am's going to let Vlad know that his car's ready and go retrieve his keys for him. And do you want to keep the Bentley here in the garage, or
Yeah, for now.
do you want to borrow a different car so that we have two vehicles, or
I don't see why we would.
that's fine.
We're all trying to stick together.
That's fine. You just stick with the Land Rover. We can all fit in it.
Can we see, like, outside of a window who's approaching, like, who's arriving at this meeting or anything? Like, can we see onto the street below?
Mm.
Camera in a lobby or something we can watch.
How, Jenna, how big do you imagine this office to be?
It's not huge. It's probably like the Epic Camp. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, okay.
It's fucking huge. They've got their own
The
farm,
size of a
a
college?
sushi chef. No. No, it's probably like a regular like office building sized.
Like just a couple stories, not like a skyscraper.
Yeah, not a skyscraper. I mean, we probably have like maybe like 20 to 30 employees out of this office, maybe.
Okay.
Like
So
if that
definitely
gives
on
you
the
a
smaller side, yeah.
yeah, if that gives
on the
you a
smaller side.
reference for size, that's about how many people we have.
Okay. Given that, yeah, you probably have, and I'd imagine that there aren't too many meeting rooms, and the ones there are fairly large in size just to
Mhm.
accommodate whoever needs to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably that if a meeting isn't encompassing a lot of people, it probably doesn't need to have a meeting room. So this one probably takes up a good portion of the floor you're on, and you have lots of vantage points and windows to see outside and the street below and can keep an eye on things.
Before we do that, she's just gonna offer if Michael wants to borrow a suit from Louis. Yes, Amarantha has closets in her offices. This is Amarantha, let's be real.
I expect there are also showers.
Yeah, oh yeah. She's I just if he wants to. If he doesn't, I think that hoodie looks amazing and would be great for this meeting actually.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You think maybe I should dress up for the meeting? I could do that.
I think you should wear something.
I think it would be funny, but
Yeah, I grabbed some nice clothes in my
Okay,
in my
that's fine.
suitcase. Julio, I got you some of your traditional. It's not like you don't look great in that sweater, but you do look a little weird in modern clothing.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, maybe I'm trying a new look, right? Is it that
Suits him.
weird?
It's just different.
Just different?
Yeah.
Looks like it's not your
Fit
size,
it for
but
now,
yeah.
but
Gotta get used to the air switch.
it's sort of slouchy. Isn't that not the thing that's in right now? Or
I think slouchy's in.
yeah.
Going full e-boy, you know.
It's fine.
Tying a sweater. just
God
squeezy.
damn it.
You wear
Sleeves,
whatever you
eyeliner.
want, Aurelio.
Rub some eyeshadow under your eyes to make you look more tired.
We could do your makeup. I've got
Oh,
eyeliner.
man.
maybe
Maybe
don't
not for
save
the
it for
meeting.
now. Maybe
Mm.
yes.
You know that Zero's gonna have eyeliner on. Come on now.
Yeah, but I'm not keen on replicating Zero's look. I don't think that's for me.
Nobody should actually.
Yeah. Can I just want to ask, I want to just go over to where Blake is and just talk to him for a sec. But
Okay.
Blake, I wanted to ask, and sorry, I don't think we've really like spoken before. Everything was a little hectic when we saw each other. But I'm Aurelio. I'm friends with Tori and Amarantha.
I gathered.
Yeah, okay, great. But I just wanted to ask, they relayed to us everything about that you're looking for the ruby, that the dean is in possession of something that he acquired by less than legal means or less than appropriate means, maybe. But I just wanted to ask, is it its sentimental value, or is there anything about it that's particularly unique?
We did not share your secrets, dude.
It's sentimental, yes.
So for
Also, it's a
him,
ruby, so has some monetary value, but that's not why I want it.
yes. So the dean is really, it seems, just in it for financial, selfish reasons, it seems.
Most likely. If he does want it for some sentimental reason, I would be very surprised.
Yes, for sure.
Maybe a petty reason, just wanting to be petty.
He not have sold it by now.
If he had, I imagine I would have been able to find record of it on some sort of black market sale, since I doubt he'd be, or even some private dealers, since he wouldn't openly be selling it. But I think he still had some lingering anxieties and fears about how he acquired it, and since I haven't been able to track it down by any other means, I suspect it's still in his possession in some way.
Do you have, like, have you had dealings with him before, or not really?
Dealings. He was under me.
Like, literally, or like...
Really?
That's more of a I apologize. In what sense? He was your subordinate?
Yes. Yes.
Oh. I guess
He
I
served
was
under me in our power structure.
Oh. Then both of you were humans or vampires.
You a
Vampires.
sire?
Okay,
No.
interesting.
Okay.
I guess I was wondering if
I was his sire, he probably wouldn't have had the gall to steal from me.
I would hope not.
for sure. I guess I was just wondering, do you think that he might be trying to draw you out? Or, like, if there is a grudge between the two of you? Or no, it's just about the money?
I think it's just about the money. If he was... Considering he went through all the trouble of stealing it out from under my nose, rather than going through a more formal means of trying to get it, I doubt he was trying to call me out in some way.
Okay.
I
see.
Explicitly said to all of my informants that it was supposed to be an item that was off limits. And he was always very spineless in the face of someone more powerful than him.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. All right, for sure.
If he was also trying to call me out, I don't think he would go through all the trouble of keeping it hidden. I think I would have a better idea of where it's being kept.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I appreciate you, conveying this information. I'm just trying to, I suppose, prepare for worst case scenarios. Depending on what happens here,
That's fair. My end game is to get the necklace back and kill him.
Yeah, no, that's I think we're all pretty much aligned on that. So that sounds like the current plan.
In a more simplified form, yeah. At least from what Amarantha told me. Or hypothesized. Brainstormed.
I don't think that they were there when we did that, but yeah. filled them in on the brainstorming yet. There's been a lot going on. There was ribbon drawers to check, and
A lot of things to check on at the studio.
yeah,
A
Constantine
lot
tried
to
to
check on.
poison them, so we had a whole thing with that. So it's been a busy morning.
It sounds like it.
But we're glad to have you here, and well, hopefully we can all come to an accord with the anarchs and the witches, and figure this out.
Suppose we'll just have to wait and find out.
And we wait.
So Amaranth is gonna want to head off Toby and like take him and Michael aside, like to her office to talk about offing Elton, just
Okay.
regular conversational things.
Yeah.
As
How
one
do you
does.
feel about killing your sire?
So,
So you
yeah,
want to kill your
the-
sire.
Toby
You want to kill your vampire daddy?
Toby arrives with Lizzie, the Anarchs, and Alexandra.
Okay.
So all of them are,
Ooh.
since I'm assuming that you gave their names and everything to a receptionist or secretary or whatever, and they're given directions to the meeting room, so they can all get up there. And
Yep.
Alexander is obviously looking very obviously confused. It's just like,
What's going on?
pretty much she's just like finds rolls over and looks for a spot at the table. Blake probably gets up and moves a chair so she can
Yeah.
Yeah,
roll
like
up
greets
herself.
everyone as they walk in.
Now I'm shipping those two.
Shaking
so
hands.
Ship everybody.
They said something to each other.
He was
Sorry.
a gentleman.
Clearly,
Shipping what to?
Obviously in love.
Ain't it?
Add them to the chart.
We've got,
ominous.
we've got a red cork board, but it's not conspiracy theories. It's just ships.
Ships.
Yeah.
Board.
You have all of the A relationships, which is the polycule, and then the B relationship is all the
Everybody else. All the NPCs.
This is how molecules work, right? All right. So yeah, she's just pulling like Toby and Michael aside, like into her own office, and like just wants to chat with them shortly before, because she doesn't want to bring up, "Hey, Toby, want to kill your sire?" in front of everybody.
Mhm.
She's gonna take Blake's advice on not blindsiding him.
Toby is a little confused at the request, but it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
You, me, and Michael. That's normal.
Sounds like it will be a fun sitcom.
That is it. That is the name. You, me, and Michael.
So yeah, she takes him to the office and she's just like, "Hey, Toby. So you already know that Elton's in town, and
Yeah.
he sired you and Michael.
Did you know?
Yeah.
did.
I'm sure you did know that. And I don't know what he's doing here. You don't have any idea what he's doing here, do you? Besides annoying Michael.
My guess is probably trying to either make some sort of alliance or gain some benefit from whatever's happening. Getting more influence, power, people, something
Mhm.
like that.
So have you explored the possibility that Elton might have to die?
He just stops and looks at you. No.
I
Really?
wanted
Sorry. I kind of came to that. That was the only conclusion, like forever ago, that was gonna have. This was gonna have to happen. at some point when he showed up. Vlad says that you're kind of like weak for like 20 years and then you get over it.
Yeah, I'd heard that.
So how do you feel about that idea or possibility?
That's a lot.
It is.
I didn't think I was gonna have this kind of conversation today.
No, I feel like lately I have a lot of conversations that I don't feel like I never thought I was going to have. And yet here we are. My thought process is if he's sniffing around like for weaknesses or whatever, he might be trying to take advantage of the situation, and then he would need to be eliminated as well.
That kind of seems kind of logical. Can you give me a minute? And
Yeah.
he turns and walks out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
I think as he's leaving, there's like a strong undercurrent of panic that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Do I notice him leaving the room? Like, does he return, or is this like an off room of the meeting area?
They went to
It's
Amaranth's
my
office.
Okay, cool.
It's like down the hall, I would think, or something, you know. Michael,
Yeah.
you don't think that Elton's like his real dad, do you?
I don't know.
It's like that would add another level of fuckery.
I
to
know.
it.
It doesn't seem like he really likes, like Toby really likes Elton.
Well,
I
lots
don't-
of people don't like their dads.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I just kind of figured he'd be okay with it because he doesn't really like him. But I guess maybe if it was his real dad, that might make more sense.
Right. Well, and I'm not saying that's necessarily it. He could just be panicking because, you know, I'm going to feel really crappy for 20 years. That's going to suck. But
also probably didn't realize that this was gonna happen so soon either.
I haven't really told everybody else about my idea to move everything up since, you know, it's pretty much been out that there's going to be a protest in 2 weeks. And if we do it in like, I don't know, less time than that, they might not be expecting it.
That's true.
And it causes more chaos then, which then could be capitalized on to get rid of certain people. And that would all need to happen very quickly so that there was no like time to warn other elders.
Yeah. I don't know. We might actually have to ask like other people, Blake and Louie. I mean, we're gonna have to talk to everybody about this, but
well, obviously, yeah. Oh, Louie. I'm so glad actually I have a date tonight because then I can't. He can only lecture me for like a limited amount of time between us picking him up and
going on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really think about. I mean, I figured we'd have to tell Toby that was our plan. I just kind of assumed he'd be on board with it.
Yeah. That's why I just asked if maybe he was his real dad. Does Toby have any resemblance to Elton in any way? Like, Michael probably would be a better judge because I haven't spent as much time like up close and personal with Elton. I just saw him berating Michael from outside a witch shop. So
They don't seem to have any sort of
Okay.
physical resemblance to each other, no.
Okay. Could it be an uncle? I don't know.
I mean, he's older than me. He might have had a good time with Elton before he decided to leave.
Okay, now Elton really has to die? I feel
Probably.
like that's really like I don't the ethics of this is really talk about ethical conundrums.
Vampire children.
That's like super grooming behavior. Like, let me turn you, and like that's oh no.
I mean, yeah. Even back whenever it was, that's still a little. That's the excuse everybody says. Oh, times were different. He's still a kid. Well, not anymore, but
About no, right. But like, and I don't know when Elton would have turned like and when his I don't know. The seems like there's a lot of complications with these whole sire bond things. I don't know.
I don't know.
But maybe we should like go to the meeting and I could go check on Toby, or maybe you should, because
Yeah, I can go talk to him
yeah, maybe
after
you.
the meeting or before the meeting.
Well, yeah, just see if he's okay. It might be a little less weird with. Or, yeah.
You guys are bros.
Yeah, vamp
Yeah.
bros. You're
Vampire bros.
Vamp bros. It's gonna be it's less weird because yeah, and I'm like a human.
Yeah, and we're both gonna go through the same thing if this
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, obviously you have some anxiety about it, but also like not seeing Elton again feels good for you.
The pros outweigh the cons.
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna go back to the meeting. So if you want to just check on Toby real quick.
Yeah.
If he needs more time, he can take more time. It's fine.
Go. Let's see if I can find Toby.
Okay. I'll say while that conversation was happening, the door to the meeting room opens and Toby sticks his head in and his eyes searching the room, and he spots Lizzie and says, "Lizzie?" And she immediately like hops down off her chair and goes over to him, and he pulls her out of the room, and Blake stands up and is watching after them and says, "Toby?" But the door shuts and they leave.
Can I go after them?
Sure, if you'd like. Yeah.
Yes, I will go. And I spend angst to watch Unseen from the Shadows.
Gosh.
Dang, Aurelio.
Can I
Okay.
spend some angst?
Are you going to spend 1 angst with a complication or 3 for no complication?
3.
Okay.
No more complications.
No more
Things are
complicated.
enough.
The only
So-
complications are emotional.
You sneak off after them, and they are in a little, like, obviously Toby is pulling Lizzie along. He slightly hurried and brings her around a corner where there's the elevator, and there are a couple of benches, and the two of them sit down on the bench, and Toby is kind of strange because as a vampire he doesn't breathe, but it's almost that inane like sort of inborn reaction where he's gasping for breath for a little bit and on the verge of probably a vampire panic attack. And Lizzie is squeezing his hand very tightly and rubbing his back and trying to comfort him as best she can. They stay there for a while as he tries to calm down. And she says, "What happened? Is everything okay? What'd they do? Did they do something to you?" And he shakes his head. No, they didn't hurt me or anything. They I don't know, they talked about killing Elton, and I don't know. And she nods and keeps rubbing his back, and they just sit there for a while. And he very slowly begins to calm down.
Can I, after it looks like he's maybe calming down, can I, not coming just like around the corner, but kind of doubling back a bit and then making noise like I'm coming around the corner so they can hear me?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Hey, I saw you leaving the meeting room. I just wanted to check that everything is okay, that you're feeling all right.
As you come around the corner, his head he shoots up at you. His eyes are wide, and he's obviously a little startled. Yeah, I think so.
I don't mean to barge in or to intrude. Is everything okay here?
I don't know.
If it would help you feel better, I mean, I'm happy to talk it through with you. I don't know if that's something you're comfortable with.
Amarantha said that was talking about how Elton might have to be killed or die because of what's going on, and I just hadn't. It's not something that I'd thought about.
No, for sure. I know a little bit what that is like. I know Michael's relationship with Elton is strained at best. It's not good. I don't think Michael would, mourn him particularly. They don't have that kind of relationship. But I don't know if yours was different or if you were close with him.
Sort of at first, but it. I don't particularly like him. I don't know. I've been away from him for a long time, so it's not that I've gone out, I've lived my life, I've experienced things and met people, but there's always just been the idea that he's been there in the background and always expected him to be there, not necessarily in a good way. And I know having your sire killed hurts for a while.
Yes, even if your relationship with them isn't positive or isn't strong necessarily, you only have the one sire, and it's a sense, I guess it maybe feels like a sense of security, or like it's a constant in your world, your concept of the world. So it's hard to maybe conceptualize what it might be like without that. I get that. I think, the situation in Salem is complicated, and the sense that we get is not knowing if Elton might try to make a power grab after deposing the dean. unseating the current regent and trying to bring the anarchs into power. But I mean, if it would help, I mean, I'm sure that we could talk about alternative solutions if you didn't. If killing Elton is something that you're opposed to, I mean, like, certainly I wouldn't overstep and try and make that decision for you.
I don't have overly fond feelings for him. He's not, I mean, good. He's not a good person.
No.
And I know he would try and, if there was a chance, he would try and make power grab and get in control of everything and make it his own, but and I don't think I would miss him, but I don't know if learning that there might be a chance that he would be gone forever and I wouldn't have to deal with him anymore was weirdly scary.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, even if Elton, even if we do kill Elton, you still have, I mean, you have Lizzie, you have Michael, who would know exactly what you're going through. You have the rest of us who would be here however we can. So you're not alone.
I know. And I've made friends with people and had a lot of experiences on my own after parting ways from Elton, but it's it's a lot. For sure.
It is.
I mean, I've never been misunderstood the situation to the point where I thought it wasn't traumatic in some way, but doesn't make it any easier to deal with.
Yes. No, of course. It's very brave to go up against, the elders, including your sire, and to believe so strongly in something that you're willing to commit to that.
I just think there has to be a better future than how things are right now.
For sure. No, I appreciate that. I think that's what we're all hoping for. So, you've got us at least, for whatever it's worth.
I think at this point, Michael probably hears some thread of this conversation and can find his way to the rest of you.
Hey, Toby. You okay?
In simple terms, no, I don't think so. But I don't know if I've ever been really okay.
Well, I guess we don't have to kill Elton. But I don't know. The way Vlad talks about it's kind of freeing in a way almost. I talked about it. He mentioned it once. I don't know what kind of relationship you have had with him. It's obviously probably much different than mine. But
Are you scared about what it might look like after?
A little bit. But I got all my friends. And I know that they're going to help me get through it, just like Lizzie will help you get through it and will help you.
Okay. Okay. And he squeezes Lizzie's hand and gets up from the bench. And she stands up with him. And he'll start heading back towards Amarantha's office, bringing Lizzie along.
Everyone needs an emotional support vampire.
Every vampire needs their own emotional support vampire. For just
Maybe-
17 cents a day.
Maybe you
You
need a few of
could
those.
adopt one.
Sponsor emotional support vampire for the vampires.
Nice. The arms of
Do-
a vampire.
Let these sad boys find their way.
Oh my
Do
god.
do Aurelio and Michael go back with Toby?
I can give you
Yeah.
some space if you want to go ahead, and I'll head back
No,
to
it's
the meeting
okay.
room. Sure,
Yeah, we'll just go back.
sure.
His
So the-
flat's flat, super organized. I imagine it's really organized.
Yes, no, very organized. Everything was in perfect condition. No one touched it at all, it looked like. So,
Oh, well, that's good.
yes, yes. I suppose I haven't asked you directly, but you're sure about killing Elton then?
Yeah, I don't really think there's a better way to get through this. Like,
Yeah.
if Browndo goes down, that creates a power vacuum, and Elton's probably just here to capitalize on the power vacuum.
Yeah.
Or Constantine or somebody else awful.
Seems like there's a lot of opportunists waiting in the wings to move in. No, I think you're right.
I don't think there's any other options.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's a nice thing after the first 2 decades.
Yeah, just 2 decades of feeling like garbage, and then you're free as a bird.
Yeah, it's all right.
Pretty good. The grand scheme of things, that's like nothing.
Yeah, it's fine.
That will be good. Assuming that it all goes off without a hitch, and I'm sure it will. So, perfect.
Because all of our plans go off perfectly.
Exactly. Yes, that's the spirit.
Nothing bad has ever happened.
Nope.
Nothing bad will ever happen again.
Exactly.
It's
Smooth
just
sailing from here.
happy sunny days. No, happy cloudy days from now on.
And all the ships. That's it. It's just ships and cloudy days from now on.
Bust out the
Perfect.
shipboard.
Okay.
We're going to be doing for 20 years, shipping everybody together.
Yeah.
Vampire matchmaking service.
Oh my God.
Sad vampire
Side
partnership.
hustle.
So-
You said Toby went back to
Toby and Lizzie go back to Amarantha's office. Do Aurelio and Michael also go back to the office, or do they go back to the meeting room?
I think I'm just following Michael, and I think we went
Back. Yeah.
So first, the door opens and Lizzie and Toby walk in, holding hands. Toby looks up at you and then glances away. So I was a little caught off guard.
Mhm.
And I am sure that killing Elton would probably be the best course of action with everything else going on. I was just a little uncertain and scared about what my things look like after that happens.
Yeah. That's completely understandable. I can't say that I know how it feels, but I lost my parents a year ago and I had never really thought about what life would be like without them. And though it's absolutely not the same, and I don't know what your relationship with Elton was, it's hard.
I mean, it was okay after I got turned, but after a few years, it wasn't anything overly positive.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask a question? You can absolutely say you do not want to answer. Why did Elton turn you?
I don't know.
You weren't sick or dying?
No.
Why not wait?
I guess you might have to ask Elton for that answer.
Well, I can't say that I don't want to know. I also really want to put a stake in his heart. Not gonna lie. It's I'm always interested in what drives people and why they do what they do. And it's just, it's hard. You know that it's hard to be developmentally how many hundreds of years old? At least over 100 years old, right? And
A few
then,
hundred.
Yeah. And then have everybody that doesn't know treat you as if you're a kid. That's not. And Elton's old enough to know what the consequences of that would have been for you and how hard that would make life for you. That's really shitty of him, I'm glad you're here. I just wish that you didn't have to struggle with that.
Some days are better than others, and I've met Lizzie and some other cool people because of it.
Yeah.
I got to meet you and your friends.
Mm-hmm.
But
we're glad you're here. It's still got to be hard,
Yeah, I won't pretend it hasn't been. There's definitely been a lot of struggles and low points.
Yeah. Well,
but the best I can do is try and make it better or die trying.
I know that feeling. Don't tell Tori I said that, though. She'll be very upset with me. So, yeah, let's do what we can to first secure Salem and then start planning for a better future.
Okay.
All right. let's head in there. Alexandra's probably freaking out. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I did my best to explain the situation, but it's still, I know it's really fucking weird.
Well, yeah, that and like every time she sees me and Tori, we're hot mess, trashed Valley girls, and now all of a sudden we're fucking running a Fortune 500 company. Like,
I don't think she probably knows to respect the line of people who need to blow off some steam is not the same as someone's everyday life.
yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, let's go in there and make a plan to secure Salem and start that better world.
Okay. So, I will say while all of these conversations and everything have been happening, back in the meeting room, for a while it was just Vlad and Tori and the vampires and Alexandra. Oh man, feels obviously just like the awkward person out at a party.
If there's time for it, once Aurelio left and it's just like this is going on, Tori was gonna try to grab Vlad and just pull him aside.
Okay.
You've been around a while. That's not really a matter of debate at this point. And some of the things you've said have. Sorry, I'm using my character voice for different games. I don't know why.
I'm just like,
I'm like, whoa,
what
she's
is
in like
this?
CEO mode.
I know. I was like listening to Charlie, and I automatically ended up in my other game with Charlie. So
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Apologies for that. You've been around a while. That's not really a matter of debate at this point, but you've mentioned that you've been either involved with or critical of these kinds of attempts in the past. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on where we are currently with this one.
I think that this meeting today will determine a lot of my thoughts on that. I think the anarchists are idealistic in the wrong direction, and they're messy, and making Salem a guinea pig is not a good start. I think that getting everyone together here, what the opinion of the locals is, and I think that hearing it and figuring out what everyone wants is going to decide what I think of it.
Do you genuinely think there's a way to be optimistic in the right direction?
No.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that point. Well,
I think that there's a lot of changes that need to be made in the world, but I guess I just don't approach them with the same mindset as the anarchists or Amarantha.
that much I can understand. They're idealistic. I can respect that. But I think you're right that it might not be sustainable. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't have contingency plans in mind for if it all goes tits up. In a worse way, but I guess what happens happens. Hopefully with the meeting we'll be able to sort it out, but I appreciate your honesty if I don't appreciate the situation itself.
Yes. There are a lot of people that don't agree with the elders, and there's a lot of people that are not necessarily as fanatic as the anarchists as well. And those are the people I try and seek out.
That's fair. A lot of the times, the middle of these kinds of dichotomies gets lost in the shuffle.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm here for, to listen and be here for those that get lost.
Fair. Assuming you can get them to listen, which doesn't seem to be as much of a challenge for you as it might be for others.
It's more about hearing what they say.
That's fair. So, next few days should be interesting.
Indeed.
Well, good luck.
Tori,
And yeah,
how are you feeling on this?
Am's always been the optimist between the two of us.
Mhm.
But I'd follow her into hell. Probably will in the next few days.
Looking more and more like that.
But I do want to say we face worse odds, but that's not true. But what will happen will happen. I've got contingencies. Whether they work or not is part luck, part planning. Imagine you've been in a situation or two like that in the time you've been around.
A few.
If you have any advice, I'm all ears.
Listen carefully to what everyone says. And you think even more carefully about what you say next.
Seems reasonable.
Vampires like to deal in a lot of politics and bravado.
I am certainly getting that impression.
So, words are important here.
Mm. Well, I'll keep it in mind, certainly. M's more of the speaker between the two of us. But I can listen when the situation calls for it.
Two halves.
In a sense. Considering everything that's going on, I'm going to admit I don't think the probability of the state going off without something catastrophic happening is low. So if it does go catastrophic wrong, just do your best to keep her safe, please.
I will.
Appreciate that. Should probably get back in there. This meeting won't start itself. And Tori will head back in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as you settle back inside, the door opens once again, and this time Estella enters with another woman who is about 6 feet tall.
Ooh. morning.
towering over Estella.
Okay.
She has on a very long black dress with lots of lace. Very much like style a la Aurelio. She has
Oh my god.
very long, straight black hair and dark eyes and very angular features. And she just takes in the room, looking at everyone, and the two of them head over to take a seat.
What color did you say her eyes were?
Yeah.
Dark eyes, brown.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
not violet. Okay. Sure. Okay.
Brown eyes.
Respect it.
That's the goth girlfriend.
Uh-uh.
Found her.
But eventually, Amarantha, Toby, and Lizzie return along with Michael and Aurelio. And as everyone settles in to get this meeting started, I think we'll take a quick break.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Meeting.
Politics.
meeting time.
Come see me tonight. In the circle we're flirting and we dance for hours. She knew that she had me, but I didn't realize I'm sleeping with a vampire. Got lost in the city when we drove through the night. Stopped by in an alley and she kissed me wild. She knew that she had me, but I didn't see it now. I'm sleeping with a vampire. When morning is come, she's always gone. She will call me when she's run out of young blood. Of young blood, she hates to see me falling. That's why she leaves at sunrise. At sunrise, just when morning has come, she's always gone. I'm sleeping with a vampire. She knew I was waiting through months and pain. The one day she texted me at 12 a.m. I knew that she had me, and I started to see that I've been hooked up by a vampire. She said, I'm sorry, I left you behind. And I know it sounds funny that it was enough. Checked in at a hotel, and I already knew this time I'm sleeping with a vampire. When morning is come,
I'd like to say that for just $5 a month, you can support a sad vampire boyfriend.
Adopt a
true.
sad vampire boyfriend.
Adopt a sad
Just
vampire
$5 a month.
Sad vampire.
He's just so
$5 a
sad,
month.
folks.
We are approaching Thanksgiving, and Christmas is the season of giving.
Think of the sad vampire boyfriends. Will you please think of the sad vampire boyfriends?
By their love.
Christmas is a hard time for vampires, folks, with all the crosses and holy water.
Oh, the
Really?
garlic.
Your help.
Garlic.
It's the mistletoe too. People don't
It's in the
realize this, but
stuffing. It's on the turkey. It's on
Yeah.
everything.
yeah.
Okay.
mhm,
It's in the garlic mashed potatoes. You just.
mhm.
It's in the name.
You can buy our love, so please buy our
Yes.
love.
$5 a month.
It's not even that expensive.
They're very cheap, sad vampire boyfriends.
Very, very low standards. Very low standards.
They're too sad to have
$5 low
standards.
standards.
$5 standards. I
We
mean,
don't
did
know what
get a
Constantine
warning.
was doing. He could have
Yeah.
been looking for something.
Maybe he left us a floral arrangement, you
He
know?
could have left us a floral arrangement, an edible
Had
arrangement.
Yeah,
roses.
absolutely.
A trap or planting something stupid evidence. So when we go
Or
back,
like-
Moron shows up and busts us.
All of the
Oh,
above.
moron
It's an
won't
edible
be.
arrangement, and it's on top of a pressure plate that explodes when you eat any of it.
Yeah, so if we see an edible arrangement in the house, we shouldn't eat it.
You should throw
Yeah.
it in the yard immediately.
Dude, no, because that was the pressure plate.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
The bomb squad to blow up in the little.
They'll call the bomb squad and they'll just see an edible arrangement. They'll be like, "Excuse me, what the
And-
fuck?"
And then I'll be like, I'm paying you to blow that up. We might
They'll be like, "That is not what the bomb squad is for," but okay.
Haven't you ever seen them? They put the glass thing over to make sure that the bomb doesn't, go everywhere, and then
Yes, yeah.
then they
You
blow
know,
it
Classic
up.
bombs
bomb
went
squad.
everywhere.
Picture of an edible arrangement. Is this the consequences of my own actions?
Or a
We
cravat.
So many of
I
them.
think it might be just a cravat. It's fine.
Edible
Wait, is
arrangement.
this
a cravat?
Is this a cravat? Our collar's just cravats.
Really?
Wait,
No cravats.
what is chocolate except a cravat for a strawberry?
No, Charlie.
It's Charlie.
Amazing.
Poor Vlad.
Yeah, everyone meeting time.
Meeting time.
And Marantha would have been introducing herself to the vampire she hasn't met. She's actually never met Zero, only
Yeah.
seen him around. So
You've heard talk of the jest, so it's
mean, I've
very recognizable.
Right, I've seen him in the club.
Here
As soon
he
as-
is.
Yes.
He's
What's this?
here.
yeah, once they said jest, I was like, oh, I know that guy. I know of that guy. So she's just introducing herself to everybody. So what does Onyx and Creed look like? Because we know what Zero looks like.
Yes. So Onyx has a shaved head and green eyes, is pretty wearing looser jeans and a short sleeve button down that's open with a white tank top underneath.
Mhm.
Creed has a bright neon pink mohawk,
Ooh.
Yes.
ripped jeans, a loose graphic tee, some basketball shoes on, a little jacket.
I'll ask their pronouns too.
Onyx is she, her, and Creed is they, them.
All right.
And they're with Zero.
They're
All
with
of them?
Zero. Yep.
The Zero Squad. All right. So she's introduced herself, and then I assume the witches are arriving.
Yep.
And
You recognize Estella, and there's a very tall woman with her.
she'll greet Estella and introduce herself. Hi, I'm Amarantha.
Hello, I'm Hallie.
Hallie.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Hallie. Have a seat.
Gladly. No. Both of them will go take a seat.
So we are all gathered here to celebrate the impending doom of Rondo.
Sorry, just so to be clear, we have Toby and Elizabeth.
Yep.
We have Onyx, Creed, and Zero.
Yep.
Mhm.
We have Hallie and Estella.
Yep.
Mhm.
Blake.
Yep.
And then the 5 of us.
And Alexandra Ruby.
And
And
Alexandra.
Alexandra.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah, just like I said before, Vlad is just like introducing himself as everyone walks in.
Yeah. So yeah, we are all gathered here because we care about the future of Salem. And all have a part to play in that. So,
Alexandra just very shyly like raises her hand.
Yep.
I got a little bit of a briefing from Toby, and this is still all very strange, but
Mhm.
how exactly am I expected? I don't really, I'm still not sure what I am essentially bringing to the table here.
Well, I felt it was very important, and I believe that many people here feel that it's important that there is representation from all groups who have a vested interest in Salem. So, wow. Okay. So, you mean sort of Tori? Represent the vested human interest in Salem. And other groups are representing other vested interests in Salem. For example, Zero and his friends and Toby and Elizabeth are representing the vampiric interests in Salem. And
Anarchal vampires in Salem.
Hell, there's more than one kind. Okay.
Did Vlad actually say that? Oh,
Quietly,
God.
yes.
Oh God, you know they
I think it's important to be clear here with everyone's intentions.
Yes, you're correct. So, yeah, I guess should we all go around and introduce ourselves and maybe everybody can say why they're here and why they care about Salem.
Tell us one fun
Icebreakers.
fact.
Tell us what is your favorite dinosaur?
In the background, Tori is trying very hard not to facepalm.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So, I'm Amarantha Davis. I'm CFO of Devro Trusts and Holdings, and I play an important part because of this company's work in the biomedical field and in synthetic blood.
Are all of you going to introduce yourselves, or are you passing it off to one of the other people at the table?
Victoria Thorne. I'm Amarantha's bodyguard.
Can't tell if that's a real or if that's a fake name.
I'm
That's
Michael.
a
I'll
real
never
no.
tell you. I'll never tell you.
Sorry,
Um,
Maria.
I'm Michael, and my Saya might be accidentally involved in this. Well, on purpose involved in this. I'm accidentally involved in this. I might ship back down now.
He also lives with me and Tori.
Who's Tori? I thought.
Victoria.
Oh. He's now piecing it together. That she has a full name.
Tori just kind of like pats his shoulder.
Don't call her that.
That name is gone from his memory.
I'm Aurelio. I'm also a friend of Victoria and Amarantha, and I'm just here to support the cause.
I am Vlad the Third, Dracula, and I am here
Chokes
to
on her water.
represent the
Sorry.
non-anarchal vampire society.
Zero says, I'm Zero. This is Onyx. Creed. We are the Anarchs, essentially. And Lizzie and Toby, too, I suppose. Lizzie and Toby just kind of hold up a hand and wave. Alexandra looks around, says, I'm Alexandra Ruby. I own the Red Veil, a local nightclub in Salem. Still, yes, still unsure why I'm here, but nice to meet all of you. And Estella nods at everyone and says, I'm Estella, representative of the witch populace of Salem. Alexandra chokes on her water.
I love it.
This is a lot.
And the tall woman sitting next to her carefully looks around at everyone at the table. I'm Hallie, also representative of the witch populace. Blake tosses down the now empty blood pouch and says,
Not against us.
Brushes the
Throws it
can on his
against the
head.
wall.
Wait, does
When
he do
did
that with
he
his hair?
turn
Just
into
like-
this?
I'm Blake.
Just gonna go over and take my
Just
card
like-
back.
Mysterious
Hi,
wind blowing.
I'm
for the
Blake.
effect.
Yeah, his man bun is blowing in the wind.
He brings his own special effects.
Um,
What does it cost?
he tosses down the blood pouch and leans forward and says, I'm Blake. My main interest is killing Marlon Brando and getting back something that belongs to me. Alexander leans over towards Amaranth and says, is that legal? I think that's illegal, right?
Dear.
Oh, sweetie, we'll talk after. Technically, I don't. Vlad, help. Is he
Yes.
technically dead already? Undead, unlife. I don't know.
He's dead, but it's still illegal to kill somebody in a public eye.
Right. Is it illegal to kill somebody who's
legal.
already dead? I don't know.
I don't
Alright.
think our laws really account for that.
Legal problems are the least of our worries. If it was a legal problem, I could deal with that. More effectively, I have a great lawyer. But yes, so Marlon Brando, who is the vampiric regent of Salem, is going to be not existing soon. And we need to make plans for that because that will create a power vacuum. Zero, would you like to share a little bit about your plan for after the demise of the dean?
Zero leans forward and laces his fingers together on the table and looks around at everyone and says, well, we're hoping to put together a sort of God, I'm blanking on the word.
We want to start a commune?
No.
Not quite.
Coalition. I don't know.
Coalition, yeah.
Sort of a
Yeah,
coalition.
almost. Not quite.
Non-hierarchical.
Council?
Yes, thank you. Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean,
Council.
coalition government is also a thing.
Yeah.
Jesus. He says, expecting to put together a form of a council so there's no single ruler in charge of Salem, and hopefully in the near future create a society where vampires don't have to hide in the shadows.
Let's address that later.
As Hallie says, yes, I'm interested to see how you expect to come out of the shadows.
Yeah.
Hopefully in a very coordinated and well-planned way.
I don't feel like
With
someone
lots and
else
lots
is
of great
going
PR people.
I'd hope so.
More immediately, the concern is that once Rondo meets his end, there will be, well, let's be real. There's already two elders circling Salem. What Elton's intentions are, I am not sure. What Constantine's intentions are, I'm not sure, other than pissing me off.
Blake says, probably just here to piss you off. Between the two of them, Elton's most likely to try and seize power. Constantine just wants to cut chaos.
Constantine is not an elder as well.
I thought he was an elder.
Charlie, help.
He is not he does not hold any significant portion of power. So
he's a wannabe? Oh God.
He's just old. He's not an
he's
elder.
he's old.
He's just elderly.
He just
God
does
damn.
what he
Everyone who's
wants.
old is an
Glad
elder.
status, just elderly, not an elder.
He's not even draconic. God, this is terrible.
Constantine would probably benefit from Elton seizing power, but he would also benefit if no one seized power.
Would he try to seize power?
No.
What does he want? Just destruction?
Just to have fun. His own twisted form of fun.
I mean, like, don't we all? But
Chaos. Lawlessness. That kind of thing. Just doing his own thing. Messing with people he wants to mess with. Taking on jobs if they suit him. Getting money. Traveling.
does he actually work for the elders?
Right now.
When it benefits him and when they pay enough.
Oh, he's like to the highest bidder.
Pretty much.
Okay.
But only if he's interested in the job.
I have questions about why he's targeting our flat, but I don't expect that anybody here has the answer to that. That's okay.
I think that's not quite the topic anyway.
No. So we have two Well, Elton could pose a problem either way, whether that be through alliance with Rondo or capitalizing on a situation where Rondo is taken out. And frankly, I don't think any of us want to live in a city that is under his control. So what's the plan for that, Zero?
Just he tilts his head back and is thinking a little bit, tapping one of his fingers across the table until he just goes,
Here we go.
Toby says, Amaranth has suggested that we take out Elton along with Rondo.
And also Constantine. Like in one big swipe. Just-
Also Constantine. Zero sits up and like he's about to start going on some sort of long-winded something or other. And
Amaranth is just like, all right.
Creed just
let's
smacks
hear
him on the back of the head.
Oh no. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That would probably be a wise course of action, yeah. Creed says.
Good. But you hadn't planned on that.
Not originally, but when our first plans were being formulated, Elton had not been here, nor
Yeah.
Constantine. So those are current developments that should have been a topic of conversation. If we're all being honest.
Well, you know, hindsight and all that. At least we're talking about it before it happens, because the worst thing that we can do is not be prepared. At least in my mind. Yes. Preparation keeps me sane. Anyways, so are there any other nearby elders that we would have to worry about seizing power? And how are we going? I think it's important that we discuss how we hold on to this. A ruling coalition council could work. I don't see it being very popular amongst the elders in the current regime. Have you thought at all, given any thought to what that might mean if you upset the elders, and worst case scenario, they decide to just wipe Salem off the map?
Onyx crosses her arms and leans back in her chair. Well, destroying Salem in its entirety was probably unlikely. I don't think they would want to be so bold as to wipe out the human population.
Well, probably not.
But
a mass sweep of the any vampires who they might view as anarchs, possibly even targeting the witch population. I'm not sure. I don't know what Elton wanted with Estella, except for to just be an asshole bully. That seems like his MO. I don't know.
it's usually the behavior of when elders come around to the shops. So
they want to keep you
making his presence known and trying to keep us cowering in the shadows. But the Onyx continues. There is the possibility of being wiped out or death has always been something that we've thought about, considering the nature of what we're trying to do. We knew there was going to be opposition. And those who wanted to be involved claimed that they were willing to take the risk.
Okay.
Do we think that I just wonder that the goal of having a coalition or council is good, I think, but I wonder if we might need sort of like a transitional power structure to get there, just because I wonder if it might be easier to find like vampires who aren't currently anarchs, but convince them to join the cause if they saw a figurehead to rally behind. I wonder if that might be an idea.
Thank you, Aurelio. You read my mind.
You're welcome.
We might need a figurehead to at least hold things until we can stabilize this region and make a more incremental change.
And
It
they
would
might
have to
just make
be-
it.
It would have to be someone who people would want to rally behind.
Perhaps an older vampire that would be recognizable to a good amount of people, who has clout and sway in certain circles.
Sounds like you have a suggestion, Aurelio.
Just spitballing, you know. I don't want to volunteer anyone, but I think it might make it easier to avoid, causing a power vacuum and another Elton or another elder swooping in to fill that gap.
And did you have a suggestion?
Perhaps we could ruminate on it a little bit. I don't want to volunteer anyone else's turn.
Sorry. Amarantha just coughs into her hand. Okay.
A lot of commitment.
A lot of
Vampires that old often have their own agendas, priorities. But it's worth considering, at least.
Just for Alexandra's benefit, the current, like the structure with the regents and Browndo and Elton, these are old, very powerful vampires who don't typically hold much respect for mortals, don't take their concerns into consideration, and more often than not are more than fine with just preying on the human populace. So that's sort of,
That
Great.
is much more of my concern is once this is established, how are we going to broach that subject with other cities? Is you planning on just making a television announcement or
Email.
perhaps a
mass
raven.
email. Send a memo to everybody?
Yeah.
Hallie,
Once
Hallie speaks up and says, "How exactly do you plan to have this power transition post figurehead? Obviously, if it's a council representing all the important parties, they'll have to be involved. But if you're just positioning those of us here into that position of power, how are they expected to be elected? Is this going to happen before or after the supposed unveiling of the vampire population to the general public?"
I don't know regarding, revealing vampires and revealing the supernatural. I think that's maybe something that needs a little more thought and planning. But I think the transition from, a figurehead who is already working with these various communities towards more of a council or coalition is actually pretty organic, especially if you frame it in such a way that it is more like consolidating and solidifying a power base by bringing in these other supernatural beings, by bringing in the mass population, which is human and mundane. I think that is a much easier way to bring the common vampire community on board than immediately having to deal with just total anarchy.
And how do you expect the unveiling of a pre-elected council is going to go over with the general public? If they're just suddenly told, "Hey, these are your representatives," and had no choice in which ones.
I don't think it has to be re-elected. I don't think that has to be the goal. I
It
think,
also wouldn't-
obviously we have a group of people in this room because we wanted to include various parties and make sure no one was excluded. But after, we could certainly elect, or we could, those are all up for debate.
Mm-hmm. So, if I can speak frankly, the simplest solution is that Blake takes out Brondo and fills the figurehead position. I will not ask you to do anything you don't want to do. I'm just posing that this is the simplest solution. You don't want a long-term power.
If no one else wanted to.
Aurelio for president!
Brad's just like sitting next to him. He just like puts a hand on his leg.
Vlad is like, shut up.
No.
Okay, I'll stop.
No, yeah,
Okay.
it's just, it's not that he doesn't want to volunteer for something like that. It's that
It's a lot.
yeah, he doesn't want to speak for a whole bunch of other people right now. So
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And like you say, I mean, this could be part of the transitional structure, is a predetermined sort of council, and then moving towards an elective system, or the whole plan is wide open.
Well, and does this elected system happen before or after the unveiling to humans? Because I feel like the governing structure needs to be in place, and we need to have a stable and solid hold on Salem and not be fighting vampire wars with other elders that would like to capitalize on power structures. In the meantime, there needs to be, we need to establish something in the short term and get things stabilized before we can. Honestly, unveiling to humans needs to be a multi-year planned approach. With if I'm being honest, as a human who has known a vampire since I was born, pretty much, and been around a very old vampire in my household, that's not a big deal to me. Learning about but Alexandra's reaction to all of this is probably pretty mild compared to what the average human being is going to experience. And then we've got, a vampire population that's unsure because we have a new governing structure. So there's going to be unrest there. I think that slow, thought out, incremental change is typically the most effective. As a woman who's from France, revolutions, when not well planned, don't go. There's just been a lot of revolutions in France.
Here's the thing. We have two governments. One that's generally a governing body of vampires. I imagine, which is probably have their own hierarchy, so we can call that maybe 3 if you have some sort of governing body. And we have the actual elected government of Salem, which I think has not been brought up at this point. There's a distinct human element that could cause problems here if we suddenly unveil, hey, look, there's this vampire council that's in charge now. That's not going to just cause problems with vampires. That's going to cause problems with, the state and federal government.
And then we're not just fighting off other elder vampires. We're also going to be fighting the U.S. government.
I think that for now, the most efficient approach would be, we already have a shadow government for vampires. Set up another shadow government for vampires, and we can talk about revealing the vampires exist at some point, because I personally don't feel comfortable automatically giving vampires official jurisdiction over humans, even though that often tends to be the case based on the powers and positions that they tend to take. it's a long conversation, and Am's right. It's going to take years.
Who's raising their hand?
Alexandra.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to catch up on a lot of things.
I love
There's
her.
some terms being thrown around. Is there, so you said there's a regent of Salem. Is there a regent of Boston?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's also probably safe to
Yeah.
assume that once news gets out that Salem doesn't have any traditional hierarchy of vampire elders, other people are gonna come looking.
Mhm.
And either they'll let Salem live alone and just see what happens, which elders aren't gonna like that. They're gonna
Well-
want to squash it immediately.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, you're talking about keeping Salem from totally imploding. Is it? I feel like if it's possible, securing support and backing from Boston might dissuade some of that.
Do
Who's
we
the regent?
know who
Yeah.
the regent of Boston is? Make
We're
me an
having a meeting in their
NPC.
territory.
Pick a name.
We are.
Yeah, we
we are in
NPC,
Boston.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Blake or Zero might know.
I would assume that Vladimir knows.
Also, yeah, Vlad, probably.
So there is Boston. So not every town or city everywhere has an out and acting regent. Some places have been able to establish some sort of structure that just works for them, where they've found some sense of harmony and community that
That sounds
doesn't.
nice. We should just do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
wait.
Sounds great.
Isn't that what
Wait.
we're trying to do?
Yeah, what are they
Can we
doing?
just
Fuck.
implement that? Like,
Let's just
if
do
there's
that.
existing, yeah.
Shit.
So
Why are we at the drawing board then?
Boston is one of and these areas sometimes there are different ways where the structure can be established and they can operate. Sometimes it's just a group of similarly powered vampires who are just like, hey, we need to do something so shit doesn't just fly and we can live our fucking lives and work out some sort of agreements to make things work. And if unexpected stuff happens, they're just like, we'll deal with that when it gets there. Other places have, like, bigger cities and more industrialized areas have a larger system of networks, often tied to some business enterprises and such, where there's more of a power transfer and interaction in that way.
So what you're saying is Isla's in charge here.
What I'm saying is Isla has a lot of influence.
Unofficially, yes, Isla's in charge.
Oh. So weird. If only we had a figurehead who already had an established relationship with Isla.
If only we already had a meeting
Sorry.
planned with that person for later.
It's almost like Charlie planned.
Wild.
Just quickly gonna Google
So
corporate
small.
autocracy.
Capitalism, baby.
I would like to clear up a notion that's been going around the table a couple times that this, not that, but that this council of vampires or witches or humans and representatives that we establish is not necessarily going to be ruling over these over all of Salem or even over the humans or anyone. We keep on saying that this might spook some people, that to have a sudden thrust of a new government put in place without any permissions, but I don't think that, at least in my opinion, that should be the goal. It should be a group of people that are representing these different groups and not necessarily ruling over anybody.
No, it's collaborative decision making.
Yeah.
Well, and I think really, like, it is sort of to control the vampiric population, right? The idea of having the witches and the humans, and I don't mean control necessarily,
No.
but right, preventing abuse or preventing vampires from preying on people, right? That's the purpose of having the witches and the humans at the same
Mhm.
table, is to ensure that the vampires aren't running amok, causing chaos and mayhem.
Well, and building community. I mean,
Sure.
you know, it's what happens with the vampire population impacts the human population inevitably, and the witch population inevitably. And you know, and that goes always. I know that there hasn't been a great history between the witches and vampires, and I don't know, I seem to think that being allies is more effective and advantageous than being enemies.
It doesn't have to be amicable. It's defensive in nature.
Mhm.
This is a series of decisions that are not going to be popular with the elders, with anyone outside of Salem, likely. Several people within Salem as well. But elders coming in and wrecking everyone's shit is bad for vampires, is bad for witches, is bad for humans.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone's on the same page, that means we can coordinate to make sure that this doesn't happen. And like Aurelio said, it's also for accountability.
Mhm.
Currently, I imagine, vampires can't really be tried in human courts. That's not a thing.
I mean, they could be,
I
but it
imagine.
would-
I mean, you
not
could
so well,
certainly
no.
try, but it's a lot of like, yeah, I did not do the thing you saw me do.
I
Like-
imagine if you ever have like a witch go rogue, they probably answer to somebody in your group. Humans are still accountable to a human legal system. It's not like the goal is not to give people control over groups that they're not a part of.
Mhm.
The goal is to make sure that we don't fall the fuck apart after certain people's inevitable plans happen. And I don't know, I can't speak for everybody here, but personally, I'd like to not die in the next few weeks.
It's not really on my
the goal.
agenda. I don't have time for that. The whole dying thing. I've got a lot of things I gotta get done. Lots of plans. A business to run, things. I've got things. But yeah, so I think the first thing is let's survive this. And work effectively with each other to make sure that this doesn't turn into complete and utter lawlessness like Constantine would like. And you know, as many of us survive as possible to build a new way of doing things. I think a temporary, yes, figurehead for the vampiric population is a good idea, Aurelio. Like that's what is going to be needed in the short term to do that. And I'm not necessarily saying that that person needs to have the end all be all power, but it would be good if elders believed they did, that it was just business as usual. Somebody took that elder out and another person took over their, at least that buys us time to set up what is going to work effectively for Salem and for, you know, building a place where everybody's best interests are taken into account when big decisions are made.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Boston goes, I can speak to some people I know there. We'll have to have another meeting.
As far as outing vampires to humans, I do think that there needs to be a lot of planning and PR, and everything needs to be very coordinated, and a system of introducing trusted humans in and testing a system of trusted humans, and then moving from there, not just like a TV announcement would or a billboard. That would be really bad, actually.
Just need a focus group.
It's
And we need a
focus
placebo
group.
vampires, fake vampires to
Data
control.
and-
Sorry. Go ahead.
Is it Alexandra raising her hand?
Yes.
You can
Yes.
Well, I mean, there's my club has. I mean, not everyone obviously knows what goes on there, but could be
yeah.
a good testing ground
Mhm.
for that.
It would be. In
Sure.
addition, you also need to make sure that we're not just like, hey, look, there's vampires and now they need to drink your blood. And that's where I come in. Synthetic blood is sustainable nourishment for vampires, so they don't need to feed off of humans necessarily. Because I believe that we might have some pushback from like the churches, maybe. Like,
I mean, there's always been a little pushback because nightclubs, hedonism, and
yeah, I know,
indulging
right?
and drinking and lust, and anyway.
God forbid anybody
Then,
enjoy their life.
When in
Or
history
unlife,
has
whatever.
the church ever pushed back against anything?
Alexandra leans over to you and says, "Do you have like corporate fulfillment and stocking and like what sort of? Do you have a catalog?"
We
Got some flavors.
I love
Too
it.
late to get like PSL flavored Blood Light because
It's still
that's really
Tap.
Yeah.
that's a hit always.
That was something I had planned to speak with you about. You know, pending us all surviving the next 2 weeks, I would love to have a business plan, or contract put into place where yes, you can serve that in your club.
Am I gonna need a license for that?
Not until we come out to the humans, then probably they'll regulate the shit out of everything.
Okay.
It's fair game right now.
We're also really good at paperwork at Devro Trust and Holding and creating paper trails that appear legal, so we can work it out. Don't worry.
So, going back to Prohibition era, but with blood.
We got blood speakeasies, folks. Trademark. We're trademarking it right here
Sick.
and now. Tales from the
Those have been
Forgotten
around
Troop.
for centuries.
Vampire speakeasies.
Oh, good.
Oh, I want to go to a vampire speakeasy now. That sounds fun.
I mean, the Red Veil kind
Anyways.
of is one. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically
Yep.
is.
Basically. Yeah.
So I would love to work with everybody on that whole PR campaign and things like that. I have money, resources, relationships with powerful human officials. But though that's more of a later thing for us to address. I think right now we need to work on just weathering this storm that we're going to have coming up. And so how it normally works is whoever kills the regent normally takes over. So I don't know your feelings on that, Blake. I know that that's not your preference long term, but
would you be willing to pretend to be in charge?
yeah.
It'll put a lot more fire on my back, depending on how it goes. I've never been much of one for complicated I say complicated politics, but there's always been politics in what I do.
She's looking at him like, weren't you a pirate? Didn't you like mutiny and like free a bunch of slaves? And
I mean,
Politics.
you might not necessarily have to deal with the political angle. If you look like you're in charge, you can send representatives. If there's anyone who wants to meet, you can delegate.
PR people.
I hope you like talking to people, Toby.
Toby got a promotion.
Oh my God.
Vice Regent Toby.
Well, I mean, if everything goes to plan, I'm probably not going to be feeling good for a while. So I don't know if that's the best choice.
Maybe Lizzie.
Is Lizzie?
She laughs. I could.
You are likable. I mean, who could dislike you?
Some people.
Well,
If they upset me.
same. The
I
choice
could-
of being short and cute. And also full of rage.
Short, cute, and deadly.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I think you don't actually have to make decisions if you don't want to, Blake. You just pretty much just need to. I mean, we just need a powerful vampire to pretend to be in charge.
Look intimidating.
I feel like you can do that.
I've been fairly good at wrangling people in the past, so. And he looks at you, Amaranth, and just kind of sighs and says, "All right, but if you ever try to stall things or put off the reshuffling of power and the transition, I'm absolutely gonna walk away. But if you keep
Very efficient.
if you keep with the timeline and don't make excuses."
I won't make excuses.
Okay.
I just apologize after the fact. Just kidding. I'm kidding, Blake. There will be a place. We have to get through this and make sure that the elders don't, and then we can figure out. I mean, I think an election. I don't know. Vlad has a better beat on what the more moderate vampire population is and how we can best sell these new ideas to, and then you can hand over power then, you know? I think that the vampires of Salem might actually like a election type process. I don't know.
Blake is also a familiar person for Salem. Having him speak
Mhm.
for them would be good.
It's
Hey,
also
maybe you'll
not,
like the job.
it's also not beneficial to us to have you, if you're just figureheading and pretending to be in charge. That's not efficient long term.
No,
It doesn't help
absolutely.
us to delay because we need some stability. And the primary function here is to keep other elders off our backs for long enough to get something stable.
I think an alliance with Boston is a great idea, Alexandra, which is why you're here, because you have great ideas and all the voices should be heard in this planning process.
She nods and looks like obviously is pleased to hear that, but there's still you can still see her confidence has been bolstered a little bit, but she's still just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh my God.
So
None of us
good.
know what we're doing. Just fake it till you make it. Vlad's like, I'm still waiting for the make it part, but you know, whatever.
He thinks he knows what he's doing.
He thinks he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's like, I know what I'm doing here. But he's not gonna say that.
No, I
Are
know.
we basically playing Vampire the Masquerade right now?
Damn
Leave meeting.
I had to ask.
Leave meeting.
I was like, man, I feel like I've seen this game played before.
We're kicking Remick out of this meeting.
And I'm leaving.
Okay, but
This
Remick,
is my
you have
last
to go
episode.
'cause you said the
I quit.
cursed word.
I quit. I'm done. That's it.
Fired.
The other thing we need to talk about here is when you've already okay. Zero. I don't want you to take this too hard, but it's all over the fucking place that there's going to be a protest in 2 weeks. Brando knows it's coming in 2 weeks. What if we cause a little chaos ourselves and move that up and not announce to the entire vampiric population in Salem that there's going to be a protest?
And Onyx slaps a hand over his mouth and says, "That's a great idea."
I love this
Like
dynamic and
Onyx.
everything about it.
This is great. This is the best. Are they a throuple? Because this is amazing.
Like,
I think the other two deserve better now.
Onyx and Creed are just moron sexuals.
yes.
Yes. Oh no, it makes so much sense now. Oh no.
Fair.
It's that meme where it's like, I have to have sex with them. It's like, you don't have to. No, I definitely.
I'm going to.
I'm
They
going
took
to,
one look
yeah.
at the jest.
Yeah,
They just were like, this is a man who doesn't know what's going on.
The jest and the eyeliner and the emo hair. It's just...
Stupid. I like that in a man. Like,
Sometimes it isn't bad, you know? As long as they're not threatened by the fact that you're smarter than them.
oh my gosh.
Did we have
All right, next
any
coffee
time-
exclusive is some background on the
The throuple.
throuple. Time to
The
go
emo
right.
throuple.
Short story.
Time to go right their pillow talk.
Yes, I want to
You
read
sound
that.
so upset.
The other thing is if we're taking out Brando, we need to take out Elton and Constantine pretty quickly at the same time, pretty preferably, so that we can
Ideally.
control how fast news leaves Salem.
They're
I
pretty
don't
powerful.
know. I don't know that it necessarily has to happen at the same moment, because to seize power, like, they have to be here.
Mhm.
And I think dividing our forces too much might stretch us a little bit too thin.
That's true.
But
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe there's a way to do it that would be a smarter way of dividing our forces.
I was thinking in the chaos of Brando being dead, then Elton and Constantine. Well, so if Constantine isn't an elder, we can kind of just take him out whenever, huh?
I was about
He's-
to say, I know that killing Constantine is appealing to many of you, but it's not really a necessary task right now. He's simply working for the elders, and once you take out the person he's working for, he has no longer any reason to stick around.
My concern with that right now is that he stole a bunch of synthetic blood from my flat, and I don't know what he plans to do with that, and I would rather him die before I find out.
If you, Blake leans forward and says, "Well, if you have enough money or can make it a more appealing offer, you might be able to get him to work for you and go after Elton."
Mm.
That would also
It's
solve
not
the
a
problem
terrible
of not
idea, actually.
having a plan to kill 2 of these 3 people.
That's true. He
It's
probably
2 birds with 1 stone.
I do like that. Get the one that you
Yeah.
want to kill the other one that you want to kill, and then
It's not bad.
If If Constantine
then
kills
kill
Elton and then Constantine just fucks off and doesn't interfere anymore, that's a positive for everyone. If
Mm.
they kill each other at the same time, still a win-win
That's a
situation.
win-win-win.
Elton kills Constantine, then you just have to swoop in and kill Elton.
Like,
There you go.
I like how you think. That's a great idea. I do have the resources to pay Constantine. I don't know if he's getting paid from the elders, but I do have.
But
I
What?
don't expect he'd be quiet about it if you made an offer. He'd probably be pretty blatant about how much more money you'd need.
Great.
what does he want though? So money, obviously, but like you said, he won't take a job unless it's something he's interested in.
Hmm.
How do you pitch that? How do you sell it?
Oh, because it'll cause a shit ton of
bunch of
chaos in
chaos.
London, and then he can go off and fuck off to
Fuck
London.
around in London. It'll cause a bunch of chaos in Salem. I don't
Yeah.
think he'd want to stay through it, but
Constantine, how do you feel about killing an elder?
that in itself
it's
is
that
a
easy,
really
then.
nice challenge.
How did I get his attention to meet with me though? We can talk about this later, but
We can set something on fire.
we could just
Is that like the
Summons him.
Constantine bat signal? Like,
You know?
Arson.
That's Michael's like
Fire-
first
the
contribution.
fireworks
to the
show that says
conversation.
Constantine.
We could set
Uh,
something on fire.
He mentioned something about a power vacuum at one point, I think.
I mean,
Other
probably-
elders from surrounding areas being involved, but
you might not like the idea, but exposing yourselves would probably
What if we
get
get Constantine to
into-
just start taking out elders one by one, and then we put governments in place everywhere.
That's a
exposing
longer
ourselves.
that's a lot of money.
How do you mean exposing ourselves?
Announcing our presence.
Yeah.
Technically, we're
Essentially,
hiding.
I know.
He's already like
Mm.
Again, you're not gonna like using the humans as bait. Yeah. Yep.
I don't mind that plan.
You don't, but those three do.
No,
Actually,
I know.
those four do.
Mm.
Actually, I don't know that Vlad minds it. Do you, Vlad? I don't know you well enough to say whether or not you mind it or not.
it would certainly be effective.
See? Only two. And
I-
Louis when he gets here.
Take care of yourselves, I'm sure.
Thanks. I appreciate the vote of confidence.
I don't like this.
As expected.
Huh?
Is there, I mean, Constantine obviously is in communication with the elders or potentially Brown, though. Is there not just a way that we could get a message to him, or?
He's probably
Yeah, possibly.
following us anyways. Just
I
let
mean,
me or
I'm
Tori
sure-
walk down the street by ourselves and he'll come find us.
I'm sure there are other ways that you could go about getting his attention, but this would probably be the most efficient.
Hmm.
If you want results, it'll probably get you results the fastest.
But the most efficient is not always the most effective. So maybe we should not put the humans in all of the direct danger.
I mean, technically, didn't he want to, like, I don't know.
I mean, I think if
He
he was
hasn't
gonna
tried to kill us yet.
I was gonna say,
It was you
If he
and
was-
you and Michael.
Yeah, he poisoned.
if he was gonna kill you
It was the blood.
outright, he probably would have made a move by now.
I mean, honestly, what I think he was trying to do is,
Send a message, cripple us.
well,
Get rid
either
of-
cripple you or he possibly knew that we would figure it out, but was trying to bank on Michael not having self-control enough not to kill one of us. When he was given no options for feeding.
He
That
didn't
sounds
realize
like
that Michael's doing very well. Like, Michael is very good.
I know.
It helps to have a
I
good
fed him
support
earlier.
system.
He's fine. He's fine.
Meeting
was fine.
swallowing.
Um, honestly, I get the vibes that Constantine thought fucked up like that. Just, sometimes when you've lived a really long time, some of the screws in the head, I think they start to get a little loose for some people, and you know. I'm not looking at you, Vlad.
That was out of character.
She's not
Vlad would
pointedly
go.
looking at Vlad. She's not looking at him at all.
Vlad doesn't
So-
laugh. That was out of
No, absolutely, Vlad doesn't laugh. No, that's
Just
not
so we're
Odd this
all on the
morning,
same
actually.
page.
Isla.
Just so we're all on the same page. Theoretically, the plan would be to contact Constantine, try to win him over to our side, pay him to kill Elton, and figure out what we do depending on who wins that fight. And move the protest up so that Blake can take care of his business. Once Browndo's eliminated, Blake steps up as figurehead, and we take care of everything so you don't have to deal with the politics on that end.
Mm.
And from there, we figure out how the fuck we figure the rest out. Is that is that basically where we're at?
The other component here, she turns to Estella and Hallie and says, would the witches be willing to render aid in defending and securing Salem?
Conversely, do you have objections to the plan because you live here too?
Yeah.
Stella says a council or coalition would certainly work in our favor,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it would keep. We have had no problem in the past defending ourselves against vampires, but knowing that there are securities or protections in place should outside vampires come calling and try to make a fuss, that we would, if we provide aid now,
Mm-hmm.
would want the security that we would be given aid in return should we need it in the future.
Okay. Do you feel that you would want a formal treaty drawn up on this? Or are we willing to just trust each other and take care of each other?
No. Paperwork would be best. Ideally, in a perfect world, we'd be able to have a magically binding agreement in place, but I highly doubt the vampires would want to subject themselves to that kind of bond. So,
Mhm.
at the very least, yes, a treaty would be necessary.
I don't think there's a problem with signing a treaty. I think as long as it's understood that the aid would be of the same nature, like we are acting you to protect the people, the human population. So the service that we render in return would not be an act of aggression, right? Like
No,
mobilizing against someone who wasn't already making moves against you.
I think the reciprocity here would also be in defending the community at large
Mhm.
from the vampires' end.
Mhm.
From vampiric threats, or perhaps other threats.
Mhm.
Working together is better than working separately. And this
Mhm.
also gives us some room for any potential disputes that might arise, since the witches have done a very good job of avoiding publicity, and some vampires have not done a very good job of that. So if anyone comes into conflict, it's an avenue for how we can discuss these things.
Mhm.
Aurelia
while
just
we not-
looking like, who, me?
I am not looking at his cravat at all.
He's not wearing a cravat.
Yes, you were. Vlad put
Was
it
I?
on you. I
It's
specifically remember it.
Oh,
different.
sorry.
It's not his usual cravat. It's a
It's
modern
not the
one.
usual. Yeah, yeah.
It's an ascot.
Yeah, it's
more
more
of
like
a
an
cravat,
ascot.
folks. Please,
Oh
please.
my god.
Nobody touched the
Full-
cravat.
Full,
When sorry.
full Freddy from Scooby-Doo vibes.
Yes.
I got a mood board going. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll send the outfit later. Don't worry. When did we want to move the protest to?
does everybody think would be a reasonable timeline to prepare? And I suppose we'll probably need to contact Constantine before this
We
all
need to
goes down.
contact Constantine. I need to speak with my contacts in Boston,
Mhm.
and we will need to have another meeting about the results of that.
Does 1 week earlier give us enough time, or that would be about a week from now? Yes.
I think
We
so.
also need to make sure that moving it means that Blake can take care of what he needs to take care of on the same timeline. Because I believe that your plan was to coincide with the protest.
Yes, I'm. As far as my preparations, I'm essentially ready to go whenever.
Good to hear.
Largely just been biding my time until the protest.
Mhm.
All right. So that leaves us 2 meetings we need to take care of, and then a third to talk about the results of those meetings.
We should probably do that 2 to 3 days before the planned protest
Probably.
to talk about the results of all the meetings and legwork we've done. And then right after that, we should all probably meet and start making plans for the council and coalition. So let's see. That puts another meeting at 4 to 5 days from now.
We should also decide, if we do manage to win over Constantine, when we want him to try and kill Elton. I imagine he's not the kind of person who takes instructions particularly well, so we might have to be factoring in him acting on his own timeline. Do we want this to be before or after the protest? I mean, not after, preferably, but
I think it could be either, as long as the time between those two things. But so if Constantine gets wind that we're taking out Brondo too, which I don't know, he might already know that that's in the works, and that might be why he's here playing cause the chaos. But you know, if he thinks that's in 2 weeks, I don't know.
I think the biggest thing you might want to consider when possibly taking out Elton is whether or not you want me and Michael totally incapacitated by the time Brown Doe gets taken out.
That's a good point.
maybe we could sell Elton on the idea of maximum chaos with the protest, providing the best opportunity to get rid of Elton.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got confused. I was like, you want me to sell Constantine on that? Yeah, so that we can try to coincide those things at the same time.
That way we have the fewest weakened people at critical points in this.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very advantageous.
I also
Michael and I would just need to be in a secure, safe location.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, if everything works correctly, we'll come up with some sort of plan for however Constantine's attempt on Elton goes, whichever way that goes. You two can be somewhere safe for that, since the immediate fallout will not be great. Anyone who's going to be affected by Brown Doe will need to be in a safe place as well. So there's some timing elements here, but I think we can figure it out with enough time to plan.
Blake leans forward. How powerful is your friend Louis?
He's old. He's just old as fuck. Louis has been around for at least 4 centuries.
Maybe an extra safeguard against Constantine and Elton?
Oh yeah, probably. Ooh, how old is Elton? I'm not good at like this whole when they all just wear the 3-piece suits.
It gets messy. Even for us, it gets messy.
Like how I don't know how old. Probably yes. Louis, he's really old. I mean, not
Is he the type to take up the fight?
he's the
Sam's
type
life
to
is on the line. Absolutely.
he's the type to get involved so that I don't die.
Would he believe you if you said that Elton threatened you?
Probably. I mean, Elton's kind of a dick.
He'd probably think Elton threatened her even if she said he didn't.
Well, there you go.
He actually probably already thinks that because, well, it's a long story, but there was car sabotage and we didn't know that Constantine was in town. There's like a symbol from the elders.
I think the
And then I
assumption
called
can
him
be
and
made.
accidentally told him that Elton was in town, so he probably already thinks Elton's threatening me, for being honest.
I think the assumption can be made that he's showing up ready to fuck some shit up.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
If Constantine dies, well, if either of them, if they don't both perish in the fight, then we could just be waiting in the shadows to finish off whoever's left.
Cleanup crew.
That's what I'm saying. There's 2 birds, 1 stone.
So,
Or steak, rather. Sorry, I have a morbid sense of humor.
So, it sounds like we have an agreement. Looks over at the witches.
Yeah.
Does this work for you? You've been keeping your own counsel for the most part.
it's amenable. What sort of aid are you wanting us to provide? Do you want us present at this protest, or just have a sense of magical protection put in place? What
kind of nasty curses could we put on Alton? And or Brando? I'm just saying, I'm just throwing ideas around here. I'm not really well versed in witchcraft myself.
We could certainly brainstorm. The worst of the worst require some sort of belonging of theirs, either a special item, typically a lock of hair, something of that nature. So unless you can safely secure that, we won't be able to
What about
cast any of
from a thrall of theirs?
That might
Just a thought.
I would be more concerned
Yeah,
it would
you're right.
ensure the thrall in the
Yeah.
process.
Does
That's
it have
true.
to be a physical component, like of their person?
Typically, what were you thinking?
Well, just a possession, like something that might be of sentimental value, but
Oh, sometimes that can be enough. It would depend on the personal connection and the item, though.
But better to be hair or what have
Having
you.
They just find their hairstylist.
a lock of hair usually provides the strongest impact of the magic. A personal belonging that has strong sentimental value or memory attached to it has a stronger secondary connection. Operating without that won't allow us to tap into the strongest magics.
Okay. Is there a way to, I mean, I don't know, perhaps using wards but some way to prevent Brando or his faction from just going off into Salem and damaging the property or damaging the people? Maybe a way to protect the humans of Salem.
You could cordon off certain areas. ward them against vampires, but that works for
Warding-
and against you.
Mm.
Warding the entire city will take a lot of magical resource.
Hmm.
The thing, what you're describing, is essentially putting up an entire barrier that surrounds the city. If we utilize everyone within the city, it might be possible, but I don't think we'd be able to do much beyond that. So we would essentially only be good for that type of defense, but in doing so, they would be stuck outside of the city and everyone else would be stuck inside of the city. Vampires, anyway.
So
Until we
Tori
eliminate the magic.
did some pretty interesting and creative altering of some powerful wards. I think it may be advantageous that she maybe show you some of the interesting and powerful wards that we came in contact with, because I think that they would be possibly helpful.
It doesn't negate the amount of power needed to place the ward in the first place.
Okay.
The one that I altered, it was a redirection of power that already existed there. Very
Okay.
little of my own resources or power went into it. And you saw me after I was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible that the source of the stuff that we found was able to find a way to work around that, but given the time frame on which those wards were set up,
Sure.
it's likely that it was over the course of years.
What will really determine the extent of what we're able to do is the scale. If you're wanting the entire city protected, that's going to tax the full amount of power and resources we have at our disposal. If you're wanting localized defensive protections for those participating in the protest, that would be more manageable and have us on site at the school. Would also probably give us the opportunity to go on the offensive if needed as well, but
maybe that would be good then. That's a good plan.
it certainly depends on who you want protected, or what sort of offensive magic you want utilized, if any, and who our priority would be.
The other thing to think about is maybe we could ward the Red Veil in a similar way to, instead of warding against vampires, warding against people with bad intentions.
Like a safe
and then
house.
yeah. And then having some sort of event that might draw in as many humans as possible. You know what I'm saying? Just get those less casualties in the way.
Drag nights. Everyone loves drag nights.
There you go. Perfect.
That's true.
Perfect. Love it.
Half price drinks and drag nights.
Perfect. I love it.
If we're talking about localized solutions, it might also be worth setting up some sort of triage center. So if you have a place to protect humans, you could also have a place where you could prioritize anyone who gets injured. Plus, that's releasing less negative magic into the world, so there's less blowback.
If there's a specific place in mind, we can certainly set that up. Maybe if anyone has somewhere nearby the school, since that's where the protest will be taking place.
That's with the flat, isn't it?
We could take over one of the buildings, borrow one of the blood drive vans or something.
You could
Borrow.
That's very good.
The building with the woodworking labs is pretty well fortified. It's meant to withstand some students doing stupid things. So that could be pretty easily reinforced, plus easy access to wood and
It's on campus
mass
too.
production on campus.
It's on campus,
Mass
yeah.
production of steaks.
Oh, I guess also in the interest of nobody getting hurt on accident, don't go to our flat.
Oh yeah.
It's a trap right now.
Is there
did we-
news there?
I
Don't
think
go
we-
there.
I
we
think we
also-
told Toby, but I don't think we told anybody else.
Did we even tell Vlad and Aurelio? I
Oh,
think they left before we
you did
really
left.
trapped the whole
Aurelio
Sent me a
can't go home.
message.
Sorry, yeah.
We
Don't
didn't tell
go.
Aurelio unless
Don't
Vlad
go in the
did.
flat.
Don't go to the flat.
Yeah. I packed you some of your clothes in your knitting bag, but we can't go back there for a while.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. Sorry if this is perhaps adjacent to the topic, but I've also just wanted to ask Estella. We were in the woods a couple of nights ago and noticed some strange energy and anti-vampire wards, and I was just curious. I don't know what we didn't want to intrude, so we didn't go any further. But I just wanted to ask if what that is, or if that, I don't know if that's a potential safe refuge for the humans, if it's already warded against the vampires.
It's a communal area for our group.
As a community. Sure. Is there, it's off limits then? It's not available for a safe haven for the humans, or?
It could be turned into one, but is typically utilized for private occasions. So in transforming it, we'll most likely need to find a new spot for ourselves.
Well, we don't have to. Just a thought I had. Is it, if we encounter it again, it is like go no further. Then that is
private. Stay
That's
out.
the anti-vampire ward. That's why those are there, I think.
Anyways,
To keep people from interrupting us, but since you have found the location, we'll probably need to move anyway.
Sure, and apologies. I don't mean to cause, further chaos.
Okay, so the problem, I think that's a great idea, and that would work for any humans who are aware. It would be weird to just be like, hey, humans, follow me to this place in the woods where there's let's have a campfire some more.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we should do that. But
yeah.
rather if we are on the run, if something goes badly and we are on the run from
you mean for me and
two
Tori?
anyone of the human protesters who might be there, who might know. But yes, if we're on the run and need the humans to be safe somewhere, that's more of a type's thinking.
Safety isn't the absence of threat. It's the presence of connection.
No, but the absence of the ability of the threat to get you usually does denote safety, as far as I'm aware.
I think that the most efficient approach here for getting a human safe would be to ward somewhere. And the Dracho is not a bad idea. You can get people there. The woods are out of the way. It takes time to get there, and vampires are a little faster than humans. So
No, I only meant if we were already on the run. Like, that's all.
I think, yeah, we could throw some more of those ideas out there. Maybe brainstorm a little before our next meeting, or just contact Estella and Holly directly.
Yeah, sure.
But I think that is a good idea to have different places. Like there might be other places in town that we know of where humans gather a lot, and just ward them or something. Hospital or something. I don't know.
Hospital might not work.
Because of all the vampire doctors.
Yeah, vampire doctors and
sorry.
Maybe also not a police station. I feel like they're going to be largely useless, but also moron. Maybe the library might work. People tend to a big place where people can already congregate. We don't want to pack them into like a small Red Vale community center.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
Ask one of the churches.
I don't want to involve that.
We're not allowed in the church anymore.
I think that's going to draw too much attention.
They don't really like me and Tori, but that's another story that we don't really need to share at this meeting.
Estella says, well, how about we start with the Red Veil? Tori can show us the woodworking lab.
Mm-hmm.
And we can go from there, since we'll need time to look at these locations and prepare the necessary protections before we reconvene.
We've got a lot to do, but sooner we get started.
Good.
All right, well, we will have the protest in a week, maybe a week and a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to reconvene for another meeting maybe 5 days from now?
Mm-hmm. Same time,
I think that's reasonable.
Sure.
I get nervous about meeting in Salem. I think that it would be bad if we were all seen together like this in Salem.
Boston's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy to host again. So
Seems to be the most secure location that we have at our disposal at the moment.
At the moment, yeah. For now.
Things change, we can always contact each other.
Mm-hmm.
She'll give some cards to Zero and Creed and Onyx with her number on it so that they can contact her. We need to get Michael's phone back to him from Aurelio and program it because I have forgotten to do that. Whoops. Sorry. And yeah. But yeah, she'll make sure that everybody has her card that doesn't have it, like Hallie and whatever, so that they can contact her if they need to. And yeah.
Okay. Yeah, everyone can get your information, take the cards, and if there's nothing else, disperse.
Yep.
The first meeting comes to a close. Did
She'll
Vlad have
pull-
something?
Like as people are leaving, he wants to try and catch Estella and Hallie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Like outside the door, in the hallway or whatever.
Yeah. You definitely can.
Paperwork and contracts for something like this, for a treaty, is certainly good and stable. And we'll certainly be able to work all that out. But there are groups and some vampires who would not be opposed to a more traditional agreement.
He's gonna hand her a card.
Ooh.
Well, I expect some would be amenable to it, but not everyone is, so maybe one day we can have a more binding agreement. But at the very least, paper is proof enough should any discrepancies or issues arise.
Yes, well, if making contacts is something that you are seriously considering, then not necessarily with the council as a whole, but maybe a small faction of it.
We will almost certainly take you up on that.
And then, Vlad wants to go back in the room and talk to Michael.
Okay.
Mm.
Estella and Hallie will leave. Is there anything anyone else wants to do with the horde of NPCs before they leave?
The
So many
horde of
NPCs in here.
Horde.
Yes, I do actually. I would like to. No.
I'd like to play table tennis with Elizabeth. No,
I'd
just
like to
kidding.
play matchmaker here.
I need
in
Oh my
everybody's
God.
background.
I actually do want to talk to Blake, just because, like, Amarantha knows he's staying at the lighthouse, and that's not like the most comfortable place to stay.
She did rent multiple Airbnbs.
She has rented 3 Airbnbs.
Okay.
And yeah, so like she'll just offer if he rode with us there already, so
It's cheapest.
if he just wants to like hang out at the Airbnb with us, I don't know. Meet Louis. He's gonna be flying in at 5, so I think we're going to meet with Isla after this, and then we're gonna go pick up Louis at the airport and head back to the Airbnb, and then I'll probably get a lot of lectures. Yeah.
Sure, why not?
All
Sounds
right.
entertaining.
That's one word for it.
At the very least, everyone will be entertained as Louis is like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
That's fine.
Revolution, it's fine. I'm French.
NBD.
That's what we do.
It's
Yeah.
in your blood.
I can't help it. It's just what we do.
Next, we're gonna unionize.
Mhm.
Yes.
Vampire
Unionize the
unions
vampires,
of America.
unionize the
Vampire
witches.
Oh my God.
Witches union, yeah.
Unionize the thralls.
Oh yes, Vampire
really
Girls
need
of
one.
America.
Patty.
Can only take 1 pint every 3 days.
Free iron supplements for everybody.
Yeah. 3 days a week off.
Mhm.
But Vlad can pull Michael aside.
Mhm.
He's probably still sitting in that office.
Okay. He sits down in like a chair across from you. Michael, I think that there's a lot that I need to tell you about, and maybe we can get some other time to talk about that. But the most pressing matter right now is what you and Toby will be facing soon. And It's a very difficult thing. And I have, we'll call it a support group that might be able to help you with some of that.
Yeah, that'll be good. I mean, it's not like I'm going through it alone because Toby and then maybe Aurelio, but yeah, more support, especially with some more vampires who've already been through it, would be nice.
And I wanted to extend the same offer to Toby, but I thought maybe it would be easier coming from you if you wanted to give him this. And he hands you 2 cards. Well, you're looking at it, so I can tell you what it says. It has his full name at the top, Vlad III Tepes Dracula, and then it says the Order of the Dragon, and then it has his number at the bottom.
You got Vlad's digits. Ooh.
He's in an order.
It's them, the Draconic Elder.
Vlad was the Draconic Elder all along.
Draconic Elder the whole time. I knew
Dun
it.
dun dun.
Perfect segue into the dragon episode.
Yes.
God.
We all fight Vlad because he was the dragon the whole time.
How much angst do I need to spend to turn into a dragon?
So much.
Yes.
Too much.
50
You'll never have enough.
242 exactly.
He hands you the card. He says, I think that maybe you could give one of those to Toby.
Yeah, I will.
This is some of the same work that I think that Amarantha has been pursuing, but for a much longer time. About people that are just turned and people that have been around for quite some time. So if there's anything that you need, I can surely find somebody that could help you with it, if I cannot handle it myself.
Okay, that sounds good. Michael will retrieve his phone from Aurelio's person because he never got it back from him.
Just
And-
reaches in his pocket. Like,
Dude, if Vlad had found out, he would have broken it. Like,
you better not.
fucking track me.
And then start programming Vlad's number into
I
it.
didn't track you. I tracked Aurelio. It's different.
Yeah,
It's like the same thing.
Exactly.
Semantics.
You're the one who says you're your own person and doesn't want to move into the flat and be part of the hive mind polycule. So yes, it is not semantics. It is just I was tracking Aurelio.
To track
We'll just have to.
They did kind of, you two did kind of go off on your own in a place where we didn't necessarily know where you were in a high threat situation.
told you where we're going.
Yeah, you didn't
but
tell
we
us where
don't
that
know
was.
where you live.
You didn't leave an address. As the momster of the polycule, I was very disappointed you didn't leave an address and phone number of where you were going.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mom died a long time ago.
Mine died a year ago.
Jesus.
Oh my
Anyway.
god.
Sorry.
I'm still talking to Michael as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
So we all go back into the big meeting room, or
I think we're gonna go. Don't we have to go to Isla's office to go meet with her? Is that what's happening next, or do we just want to
yeah,
go?
what time is it?
The meeting was at noon, so we'll say it's probably
Like 4. That was like 4 hours.
That was a 4-hour
probably
meeting.
like honestly, it was probably a couple hours. It's probably like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What time is Louis arriving?
3 hours
5.
from now.
5 p.m.
So we have a Airbnb that we rented here, but I do need to get a packed up some Bloodlight for Michael and Louis and Blake if he wants to drink that or what, whatever.
If you want to meet with Isla, I can take care of the logistics on that end.
Sure.
Oh, of
Do-
packing. Sorry, that's me.
Getting the blood, securing the Airbnb.
I haven't slept for like many hours.
It's okay.
That was me. Yeah. That
So
was
many
me.
hours.
Lee's brain just buffering for a second there.
Yeah.
Me too.
Beach ball.
It's all good.
Yeah, okay. He's gonna go call Isla then.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if she wants all of us showing up or if he wanted to take all of us with. Is this like a
It
class
might be
field
too
trip or
much.
like
I
is
think
this
we
just
can.
an Amarantha field trip?
Aurelio and I
That's
can stay
fine.
here with Tori and help get stuff.
Oh, we should probably bring Blake if we're gonna be talking about Boston and Salem
Mm.
Yeah.
support. So then Blake, Vlad, and so we might actually need to
meeting that
grab another
we-
car.
The meeting that we are having today is between Amarantha and Isla and whatever business that you two can work out between you. The talk that I'm going to have with her about Boston and Salem working together, I would rather have in private, at least at
Sure.
first.
Then Blake can go secure the Airbnb. Are we gonna stay in Boston tonight or do we want to go back to Salem? I guess.
I'd rather stay in Boston if it's all the same to you. And if it's not infringing on anyone's territory.
Yeah.
I had plans in Salem, but we can shift things. It's not
Yeah, we
that-
can find an Airbnb here so everybody gets their
No,
own
I
room.
already rented one here.
Oh, problem solved.
I mean-
one step ahead.
We have
Are
two
the-
in Salem and one here.
Are the plans urgent? Is it something that needs to get done?
No, it's Vlad and I's date.
We're staying in Boston.
I mean, there's a bunch of stuff you could do in Boston. There's
It's
a lot
fine,
of great
it's
restaurants
fine.
in South Boston you could go
It's
to.
fine. It's not that
Great
big a deal.
nightlife.
For now, go have your business meeting. Aurelia, Michael, and I will take care of stuff here. Do you need a ride back? She says, looking at Blake.
I think he's just gonna
Or are you just
chill
gonna
at the
vibe with
Airbnb
us?
with
I
us.
know
Yeah.
you can. Sure. All right.
There's enough
Sounds to
space.
me.
All the
Okay.
Airbnbs she rented sleep at least 8. So
Okay, so we've got our plans, and looking at Amarantha, at some point we need to talk about this whole Constantine thing and actually having a plan for that.
we do bait.
A detailed plan.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry.
Corey's not having fun today.
Corey's mad at
Corey's
Amarantha.
stressed.
Love it.
Egon
He's
taps
also a
you.
little bit mad at Amarantha. This is true.
Egon like
She
just
won't
reaches
commit
to
to her
tap
own
your
safety.
shoulder, but it falls short. He says,
It's okay. You're doing great.
Oh, we forgot to introduce Egon to everybody.
Oh, we didn't even get taken part the ghost community in the meeting.
Oh my god.
The ghost
We have to
community
find
doesn't even
more
remember.
You
ghost
want me to do some
representatives.
ghost recruiting? I can do some ghost recruiting.
You want to do ghost recruiting?
Didn't Egon
can-
say sometimes they lose themselves though? We might not want to.
One of the Airbnbs is haunted. That I
That might be a question for
Right,
later.
right.
I
Yeah,
think
it
for
might
now we
be.
should focus on the plans we've actually decided on.
I could go grave to grave.
You don't want Charlie to give us a whole
Have you
solo
heard the good
episode of
word?
just ghost canvassing?
Have you heard the good
I
word
mean,
of the vampire human witch alliance?
Oh boy, I
Vampire
got some
human
news for
witch.
you, buddy.
We'll get him pamphlets
I love
and
this.
shit.
I feel like we establish what we got and then we extend an olive branch to the ghost community later. Once there's something structurally in place.
That seems like the best approach to me.
Michael, you are so smart. I love it.
I try sometimes.
No, I mean you are smart. Like legitimately are smart. You never fooled me.
You guys
right.
really fooled us though.
We've been doing this since we were young.
kind of fun. If people think you're dumb, they don't see it when you go behind their back and fuck them up.
That's
true. They don't really expect you to do something like really diabolical. And there's like a lot of benefit to that.
Am's really diabolical when she puts her mind to it.
It's true. It's not a lie.
Have a productive meeting, and please stay safe or do your best to.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Have fun. She'll throw the keys to whoever wants to drive. Tori's like, I'm driving.
I'm gonna call Isla.
Mhm.
Got like big like sister vibes from her, and she's gonna be mad at me. She's like the responsible younger sister.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna hear it from my vampire father, so we're all getting yelled at today.
Ring, ring.
Like, yes.
Sorry. Are you free?
For a bit. I've got a meeting later this afternoon.
I could bring over that associate I was telling you about. Her name is Amarantha. If you have time.
Oh. To be honest, that was a much quicker turnaround than I was expecting, but
Really? With this week?
I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, I was thinking there'd at least be a day, but a few hours. Sure, I can squeeze the two of you in.
Alright, we'll be there in about 15 minutes, and there will have to be scheduling of another meeting with you later this week.
Okay. So I'm
We'll see
sure
you soon.
you'll inform me the details of later. Shall I prepare tea or coffee?
Please.
Okay. I'll let the receptionist know you're coming. Like,
Well, let's take off then. She'll lead him down to the garage. And she picks out a set of keys and she says, do you want to drive or do you want me to drive?
I can drive. I know where it is.
She tosses you the keys to a Bugatti that is very sleek and black and gorgeous.
Okay.
all right, the two of you
But the
can...
seat is up really high again, you know. It's your constant struggle with
God.
driving her cars. It's like all the way up, and you're like, geez.
No, he's prepared for it this time. He actually moves it more.
One not so awkward seat adjustment later, the two of you can head out of the garage and turn in the direction of Isla's building. And camera pans out. We see Tori and Michael and Aurelio just doing shenanigan things while Blake watches on.
He's their adult for today.
He's
Tori
not
is-
gonna stop
I think
us.
Tori is today.
No.
Specifically, Tori's going to gather everybody up and take the car to which she does have the keys. We're going to go first round up the blood from one of the local storage centers that AM's company has. And then secondly, once we have that in hand, we're going to set up at the Airbnb.
Okay. As that happens, the camera pans over again. We see Estella and Hallie getting into a very modest car and driving back to Salem. You see Alexandra and all of the anarchs getting in another car as it drives away with Onyx driving and Blake in the back seat and Creed occasionally leaning forward and smacking Blake on the back of the head.
Wait, Blake or Zero?
Sorry,
Zero.
Zero. My bad. Too many
The
names.
same
Too many
person.
names.
Blake.
I keep messing those two up.
They're twins.
They're now a quadruple.
Oh God.
Quadruple. Zero in the passenger seat who's
Just
getting
keep smacking him.
swatted by Creed. And
I love
it.
this thruple. It's the best.
Toby and Lizzie in the back seat holding hands.
Oh, they're so
And-
cute.
They're adorable.
That is where we'll end tonight's session.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Successful
Aha.
meeting.
We did
was
it.
successful.
We solved your meeting puzzle.
You solved my meeting puzzle.
By that we mean we got Zero to get his shit together.
Yeah.
Mostly because
We
his
figured out a
partners
thing.
are reasonable.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. We'll see you next week. If you want more content, you can find Jenna and Lee on Abstract Adventures wherever you get your podcasts. They fit in your pocket and go with you on the go.
Podcast pocket.
We're your pocket DM and Warlock.
Pocket Warlock. There you go.
Mhm.
Ooh.
The Warlock in your pocket.
Yes. So
Warlock it.
everyone
Mhm.
have a wonderful day, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.